Good morning here today, guys. Okay, so oil is basically flat on the day. Most markets are now agreeing that the FOMC minutes report was hawkish yesterday. Uh, but we did get more news on escalations overnight. So the U.S. apparently struck around 90 targets. In return, Iran said it attacked 2 bases as well. CNN is also reporting that the president is losing patience with the pace of negotiations, especially on nuclear aspects. Crude was firmer overnight. If you look at the NASDAQ actually is green on the day. It's at 29,600. Gold, if we take a look at it, is also green on the day. Pepsi did just release their earnings. They came in with a slight miss, I believe. A slight miss. They ended up showing. Let me see what Pepsi showed. I saw this earlier. But Pepsi ended up posting earnings that came in at 220 EPS. They expected 221. So yeah, slight miss on EPS margins. Revenue beat expectations though. So we did have that go on. Iran's Parliament Speaker Ghalibaf said America has not yet learned that bullying and breach of promise are no longer free. EU is reportedly putting bans on stuff. The president said he has not decided on whether he's pulling troops out of Greenland. But yeah, we knew we were going to get strikes overnight. The markets haven't really reacted to it. The Kospi initially went up, but then it pulled back and it ended red again on the day. That would be the third day of red. If we look at chips this morning, I'll put the charts up, but if we look at microchips this morning, they are green. They're at 980s. Like you can see MU right here at 980s. We do have jobless claims, unemployment filings going live at 8:30. But look at, as I'm talking, MU's jumping up a little bit. We're at 984s right now. SanDisk has rebounded as well. SanDisk is at 1700s. It was at like 1500s yesterday. So we'll see what we get. But interesting day so far, and this is leading into jobless claims at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Let me say hello to the chat. I gotta turn the volume up. I might turn it up for you guys. Hold on. Oh my gosh, that's so loud. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, look at SanDisk jump here. Again, Pepsi reacting negatively after a slight miss. Not really a huge reaction. Nvidia did rebound yesterday. So Nvidia is up to 205s right now. But Spacex is still sitting around the lows, although it is green and it did rebound at the end of the day yesterday. But it's still close to lows. And we'll see what SpaceX ends up doing today. The question is, where's gold at right now? And again, gold is at 4100s here. You can look at it. It is green on the day. I thought the FOMC minutes report was slightly hawkish. Yields, though, if we take a look at yields this morning, they did interpret it, I believe, as slightly dovish. Although, you know, I'm not really buying it necessarily. We'll see what we do today. But yeah, if we look at yields right now, I guess yields did end up heading up at the end of the day yesterday. So yields did head up. We're slightly down on 2-year treasuries. We are at 4.2%. And if we look at rate expectations now moving forward here after the FOMC minutes report, we're at 27% chance of a hike. And so one of the net effects of yesterday's Fed minutes report is that it's looking like hikes are going to be less on the table for next meeting, especially. And so that is what we're looking at right now. Let me catch up. Britt is here with us. Yes, sir, he is. Britt, that's your cue. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
There it is.
Good morning.
Yeah, you missed your cue, bro. You're fired. No. What's up?
Yeah, I'm out for me.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. What's up, Proxy, Glass Half Full, Jonathan, Womble, Zeke, DM, Don Juan, Pawn, Ava, Plasma, GJ, Kevin, Max, Edson, Kaltenberg, AI, Fed Rage, Plasma. I think I said Plasma already. Lucas, Rooftop, Brian. What's up, dude? Ban, Jackal, Ricky, Fred, Easy to Understand, Doggo, Checkerboard, Asif, Ran, Slumdog, Steve. What's up, my friend? You fixed the light. I did fix the light. I'm no longer lurking in the shadows today. You're welcome, guys. I fixed it for you. But the Gangland documentary is over. What's up, Sam? How you doing, brother? V-Way, Ben Ray, Mister. Good morning. Pew. Hello, sir. Caesar. Bach, Daniel, my dad's account, Blossom, Christian, Eggy, Ace, VA, Good Day, Cause Chaos, Solar, and everybody else. Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. If I forgot you, let me know. But we're here. Soul Train, what's up, dude? Gene, hello. Eric, Yeah, I'm not in the dark side anymore today. I've decided to stray away from the darkness, stray away from the shadows. But yeah, we're here today, guys. Good morning. What's up, Rick? How you guys doing today? But yeah, yields, guys. If we take a look at yields, again, yields are slightly red on the day. They are down a little bit. We can see gold actually green on the day as well here. But again, more strike news essentially happened overnight. We kind of knew this was coming, though. We did hear about these yesterday, and so oil is not really reacting as much as you might think it was. It's still under 75s. It's at 74s. It's basically where it was yesterday. Still elevated, obviously, from everything going on. Maybe a little bit lower than where we were yesterday at the open, but oil has not really ripped up. And again, the Kospi index, the South Korean index, did originally go up before pulling back and turning red again. The index reversed, driven by losses in Kospi, or driven by losses in Samsung and SK Hynix. And remember, SK Hynix has their ADR IPO listing tomorrow. So that's probably the biggest catalyst to close the week off, is that we are going to start seeing a look at SK Hynix movement in U.S. markets with an ADR IPO listing that starts tomorrow. Again, today we got jobless claims, unemployment, more strike news, and you know, we're heading into Friday. We'll see what happens Friday. But yeah, a lot of strike news overnight. I did see that Meta, just now, I saw some news that just dropped about 5 minutes ago, that Meta is signing a long-term supply agreement for memory, networking gear, and flash storage, according to a Reuters memo. Meta here is reacting negatively to this catalyst. You can see it's down to 494s right now. So Meta apparently did not like this news when it came out. It dropped 5 minutes ago, and yeah, they are down on this news. Again, Meta signing a long-term supply agreement for memory, networking gear, and flash storage, according to Reuters. So I'll put this news up in the chat. You can see it right there. But Meta is now down. What's up, Mac? Hey, what's up, dude? What's up, Vegas Proxy? Good news. Good morning, sir. What's up, Cause Chaos? I haven't had a job in 7 years. Well, depends on what you classify as a job, bro. But hey, what's up, World? Friday SK Hynix IPO. Yes, sir. That's going to be the big catalyst to close the week off. Again, and speaking of memory, they are back up today. Yesterday, MU did dip under 900s. Or I believe it was early in the morning. Yeah, so yesterday, MU was under 900s for a little while, for maybe the first hour or two of the day. And then it actually rebounded back up. Now the big level for MU, I think that's relevant, is this $1,000 level right here. I think a lot of people are going to be paying attention to $1,000 on MU. It's a big psychological whole dollar number. We can watch maybe like 1,000 on the top and 950 on the bottom for milestone levels here for MU and other shares. Again, here's gold. Gold 4,200 continues to act as resistance here. So we've run into 4,200 a couple different times. And so we're going to watch 4,200s. People are watching gold because gold is kind of seen as a, you know, stand-in for risk-on assets. Same thing with Bitcoin. If we take a look at Bitcoin today, Bitcoin is sitting right now at 62,625s right now. So Bitcoin is green on the day also, although it's still under 63,000, but it is technically green on the day here. So I already covered the Meta news. I'm trying to see if we get a delayed breakdown of some of this news on some social media, but I don't see anything yet here regarding this Meta deal. Again, around memory, flash storage, and more. But again, Meta is reacting negatively to it. So Meta down under 600s now on this news. You can see it right here on the chart. It doesn't really like it, it looks like. So, no, I'm here, Reaper. I'm here, bro. I'll probably play the SK Hynix.
John, I have to restart everything. I'm still having issues.
Okay, all good, bro. Yeah, you're good, dude.
All right.
Blurry Short is currently still earning 63 points. Yeah, I mean, Burry is still green at almost everything he bought, right? So he bought Tesla, I think it was at like 420s. Tesla's at 390s. He bought MU at 1060s. It's at 987s. He bought Caterpillar. Let me see the Burry short position. Let me detail this a little bit here. I talked about these yesterday and the day before. I believe he bought MU at like 1060s. Shorted him, not bought. Let me rephrase that. He shorted MU, I believe, at 1060s. No, he shorted Caterpillar at 1060s. He shorted MU at 1050s, right? So he's still green on that. We're at 980s for MU, 1050, short position. Caterpillar under 1,000 as well at 960s, 1060 short position. Applied Material, he shorted it at 730 basically. It's at 590s. He's green on that as well. Tesla, he shorted it about 416. It's at 393s. Nvidia, he's red on though. So Nvidia's up to 205. It looks like he shorted Nvidia around 198. And so he's green on all of these. He shorted, except for maybe, well, let me see. Nvidia. He's green on SOX. He's green on Caterpillar. He's green on AMAT. He's green on Tesla. He's green on Micron. He's red on Nvidia as of now. And Nvidia has been what's kind of driving the market back up. Nvidia at 205s right now. Had a really good day yesterday for Nvidia here. So Nvidia, very good day. You can see the price action yesterday for Nvidia here. It basically did not stop. Dip buys worked really well on Nvidia yesterday, and it continued pushing here. So that's what we got going on today. Hey, what's up, G-Man? What's up, Dark? What's up, SmackDown? What's up, Soul Train? And I'm going to ask this question again. Was Burry correct? Was Burry correct? Let me know. Put yes or no if you think Burry was correct or not. Let's do a poll here. Do you agree with Michael Burry's short positions in MU, Caterpillar, Nvidia, Tesla, AMAT, etc.? Yes or no? Do you agree with Burry? Yeah, there's the poll. Yes, he was. Broken clock's right twice a day. No to the blurry. Burry is always corrected. Spacex, he was correct against Palantir. Yes, very correct. So far, he's been right. You know, except for Nvidia. Except for Nvidia. Do I have any size data here? Yeah, so Nvidia was a direct short. Tesla direct short. Applied Materials was a direct short. Caterpillar direct short. SOX was options. So we bought puts and SOX. 2027 March puts. So that's basically a little bit less than a year out. And it was a direct short in MU as well. So basically what he said is mass addiction, the end is nigh. He said AI CapEx bubble are at historical extremes. He expects a 30% correction at least. He also talked about Micron, said Micron trades further above its 200 moving average than any point since 1984. A stretch that includes the dot-com peak. 34 drawdowns of 30% in 42 years. He called it frankly terrible right now, so yeah. This was all in the Cassandra Unchained newsletter. Yeah, so Burry shorts in order of size and conviction. Micron is the big one, 1050s. SOX at 640s. Tesla at 416s. Nvidia at 198. AMAT at 730 basically, and Caterpillar at 1060s. So he disclosed all of this in his Substack on June 30th. The strongest position analytically is Micron. And again, he is green in Micron. Here's Micron. I mean, Micron did bounce back, though. It's almost back over 1,000. So he's not that green in Micron, to be honest, if it's his biggest position. Yes, but for the wrong reason. Nvidia's so levered up. I'm kind of worried about the sudden push up in memory and chips yesterday while software tanked after carrying the NASDAQ the day prior. Does it have anything to do with maybe rotation for the SK Hynix ADR IPO? Maybe, yeah. SK Hynix IPO is tomorrow for its ADR listing. So we're definitely going to cover that. And we'll see what happens. But MU is approaching the highs of the day here. So we are approaching highs. We did have the EC minutes report come out as well. It was argued that the shock should be increasingly viewed as being more of an oil shock than a broad-based energy shock involving natural gas, fertilizers, and other channels. And again, guys, we did have Pepsi earnings. Pepsi is down. Coca-Cola down slightly on sympathy from it. And this is heading into earnings season next week. We got bank earnings next week. Same day as CPI inflation on Tuesday next week. So for bank earnings, that's relevant. But yeah, gold, again, 4100s, green on the day. Oil, still sitting at 74 roughly here. So oil and gold, still interesting. Gold is green, oil is red. So even though we got more strikes, I think the market kind of expected them at this point in time. You know, I think the market already kind of priced these strikes in. And so it's not the craziest thing. You know, the president says Iran wants to make a deal again, too. So, you know, we'll see if that that leads to anything. But frankly, we've heard this a lot, so we'll see what happens. Catch back up in the chat. Look at Palantir. Yeah, I mean, Palantir, he was right in Palantir. So in hindsight, he was correct. I'm not a big believer in shorting all-time highs in in companies, but I mean, look, Burry looks for overvaluations. And you know, Palantir I think was a much more obvious short. I wouldn't short Palantir, just to clarify. I'm not on Burry's side necessarily with this. It's just not my style of trading. I'm not even disagreeing with Burry or agreeing with Burry. It's just not really my style of trades. I don't like shorting super euphoria. You can make money with it, but there's also a lot of risks because sometimes things can just keep running without stopping, and there can be a lot of risks with that, especially in really euphoric markets. And so you could be really early and be wrong, even if you're right about long term or whatever. So looking at our poll, 53% say they do agree with Burry's shorts. Hey, what's up, Charity? What's up, CB? Metals are going to go lower. I'm nibbling at 3500s. Yeah. I mean, maybe. Metals going lower, essentially, if you want to price in the metals going lower thesis, which I'm not even saying is an unreasonable thesis, right? Like, I think when you look at it, if you think metals are going down, it means one specific thing. It means more escalation right now. What does more escalation mean? It means higher oil. Higher oil leads to higher inflation, higher bond yields. More people buy bonds. The dollar strengthens and metals generally fall with Bitcoin and other risk-on assets. So a thesis regarding metals falling down, honestly, I don't necessarily hate it, but I do think we've also seen some big pullbacks in gold. You know, gold was at 5600s earlier in the year. You know, it's now at 4000 basically. So I don't hate the gold thesis. Am I back in the shadows this morning, guys? Wait. Am I back here? No, I'm not in the shadows. Am I in the shadows? Okay, now I'm not. Okay. I thought I was in the shadows for a second. But yeah, basically, if you think gold's going to continue falling, you're basically betting on risk off assets like bond yields going up, which means higher oil, higher inflation, more escalation. And if you think things are going to escalate more in the Middle East, it's not a bad thesis necessarily. You know, and again, I don't even necessarily disagree with you. I think considering the last 3 months of Middle Eastern conflict news, it's not a bad look. It's not a bad look. What do you guys think? You guys think, here's a good question. Do you guys think gold and metals close red versus where they are now in 6 months? Do you guys think gold and metals are down over the next 6 months? It essentially means you think inflation is going to get worse, escalation is going to continue, and more. Do you guys think gold and metals are going to be down? Let me know. I think it's a good question. I don't hate the thesis necessarily. Is it certain? No. Is it risk free? No. But I don't necessarily hate it, and that's kind of what trading is, I guess. Hey, what's up, FM? Hey, what's up, Bear? He was wrong about Palantir. He said they were replaceable. Palantir just run too high too fast. Well, yeah, but that's kind of what he was shorting on. Palantir's PE ratio 6 months ago was hundreds. And so I think most people that looked at Palantir recognize the potential, extension on the upside for Palantir relative to its earnings, its price, everything like that. Palantir's PE ratio has been wild over the last year. Most people recognize that. Even the bulls on Palantir usually have to recognize like the elevated PE ratios. It was in the hundreds. For a little while, it was like 500, which is a wild PE ratio when a good one is low because it's price to earnings. How much you're earning versus what the price of your shares are is basically what PE ratio means. And Palantir is trading at like a, what was it, like a 400x? So it was a very, very high. A good one's like 20. Right now, I would say a good one's like 20, 25 in this current market, but it does fluctuate. So, hey, what's up, Tom? Good morning from London, John. Hey, what's up, Tom? My guy. What's the weather like over there, bro? I do have physical metals, but that's my savings long. I do paper. Hello, Britt. Are you here?
Oh.
What's up, dude?
Oh, nothing. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Internet and a bunch of stuff, so.
Yeah, it happens. You're good. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah, one of the things. Some of the funny quotes. And look, I'm not talking smack about the president. I'm really not. Like, I'm very neutral in politics, but I do like how he refers to the U.S. as hot. You know, it reminds me of Paris Hilton. I grew up in early 2000s, so it reminds me of Paris Hilton. You know, the U.S. is hot, you guys. It's hot, hot, hot. You know, it's Ruby Rod. Yeah. So cheers to the U.S. hotness today, guys. I did think that was a funny quote. I can't lie. Oh. Britt has arrived. Look at the growth rates and revenue for Palantir. Yeah, if we take a look at Palantir, right? Here's their earnings.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Here's a graph for their earnings. So this is EPS, which is margins specifically. Remember, this is margins. EPS is margins. I mean, they're growing. You know, they're making money. Like, look, you can kind of see the trajectory of their EPS margins and how they've gone up. They've consistently had better margins. Does it justify the valuations? No, but growth is increasing here. If you look at growth at the bottom right here. So their growth is getting better. We'll see if it continues, you know, and catches up to some of these valuations. Yeah.
You know me, Joker. I'm pretty much always bull. So bull.
Yeah. I don't hate bull thesis. You know, we'll see. I'm not in the shadows anymore today, guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. We appreciate it. My face.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying not.
Yeah,
to.
Max. Yeah, it keeps going from light to dark apparently, and it is happening. I thought it was just the cloud cover changing outside.
I think it's that could be what it is. I think if I close, we're basically dimmed out here, so this is the best I could do right now, guys. The best I could do.
Everybody complained incessantly at John.
Harvey did, yeah. It's not insider trading. If he shares it with the world, yeah, market will only react. Good morning, sir. John and Britt, have a good trading day, my friend. Smash the like. Hey, thank you, my friend. You as well, brother. You as well. But
Thanks, Swiss Alps.
It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning. Gold continues to climb higher here, though. Look at gold jump. So gold moving up. Again, we did get news just now that news sources are reporting warning sirens are sounding again in Jordan, according to Tasnim. But we also got news that the explosion apparently is false. The cyberspace images are old and in line with psychological warfare, they say. So, yeah, I mean, who knows what's going on. But gold is jumping up. Let's see what oil is doing right now. Conflict news kind of center stage here ahead of jobless claims. Again, here's oil. Oil down to 73.90s right now, so...
I think jobless claims are going to come in as expected.
Yeah, higher or lower jobless claims today. They're expected at about 218 right now. So 218,000. Previously, jobless claims did show up at 215. So this was during, what report did we get? This is during the NFP report, right? NFP report showed up at 57,000 last Thursday. Jobless claims came in lower, though, which is stronger for jobs. Today, they're expected higher than that at 218, though. So they are expected higher than that at 218. We'll look for revisions. We also have existing home sales going live at 10 a.m. today. And so we'll see what that looks like. But,
always seem to be wrong, but I'm going to guess... I'm not going to guess a specific number, but just that they come in lower than expected.
Okay, so you think stronger jobs?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, not a bad guess. We'll see.
I've been wrong all but like one time on this kind of thing, so let's see. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know, just by I don't know, like probabilities, I should be right at least once.
You should have guessed right accidentally at this point, but that's okay. You know, it happens. Honestly,
yeah. Well, like I was right once on like one of these things, but that's all I can remember.
Yeah, no, for sure, you're good. You're good. Oh look, I'm dark again.
Dark John.
Okay, now I'm bright again. I know what it is. So if I keep my screen dark, that's what does it. As soon as I go to light mode, I think I switch to in the shadows, John. So.
I know what it really is. Is John's computer screen is acting like a mood ring, and John is very mercurial this morning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know. Yeah. So again, guys, do we have stronger or weaker jobs today? Stronger or weaker jobs? I see weaker, higher claims, weaker. The numbers are fake. Weaker. Market factors in the future. Low usually means the company has problems for future growth. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, the U.S. is definitely trying to keep Hormuz open, for sure. I mean, that's one of the big talking points. And again, like I said, during the FOMC minutes report, look at the NASDAQ start to head up, though. So the NASDAQ highs of the day are 735, so we're at 680s right now in the NASDAQ. We are jumping up a little bit here. But
Yeah, they're mostly just trying to steer ships to the Oman side of the strait.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and again, in the Fed minutes report yesterday, the Fed gave kind of different two-way scenarios. Basically, one of those scenarios of that is that if escalation continues, we could see more risks to potential rate hikes this year. If escalation continues or if we get turnarounds and reversals in the optimism that we saw from the MOU, we could see rate hikes on the table here. And so I believe we have a little bit of that situation playing out over the last 24 hours. The MOU was rendered dead yesterday by the president. It's no longer in place. Macron also kind of reiterated similar things here. And so oil spiked up to $74 a barrel. More strikes happened overnight. And so you could certainly argue there's more escalation here in the Middle East influencing markets this morning. And maybe that's bad for, I mean, that's not good for inflation for sure. But yeah, the big question is how long does the conflict last? When do we go back to the pre-flow state of oil regarding the Strait of Hormuz? But we're getting a lot of strike news overnight. It says, anticipating an imminent resumption of the U.S. Navy blockade, Tehran shipped out no less than 10 million barrels of crude and fuel oil overnight, according to report tanker trackers. So, yeah. Micron is moving. Yeah, memory is running this morning. Memory, look at Micron at almost $1,000 a share right now. And again, this is Burry's largest short position out of his recent ones. I believe it was in MU. He took this one the most recently as well. I believe he took this one on July 2nd. I believe his entry price in MU is about $10.50. We're at 1,000 basically right now. We're at 999s. About to maybe test 1,000 for MU, so we'll see what happens there.
So, based on the fact that he calls, downturns or shorts or crashes quite often. Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. I started talking and then what I was going to say just slipped my mind. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's all good. Look, we're at 1,000 on MU, so we did just tap 1,000 on it. Yeah, so MU running. Burry's still green. He entered the short at 1050s apparently. He's still very green on this one. So I don't know if it's time to celebrate Burry's demise yet, but he is still green on the short. Yeah, it's pumping. If this goes back to 1250, yeah, good luck, guys. Long or short MU today? What do you guys think? Long or short MU? I will trade today. Let's take a look. It's looking bullish in markets though right now. It really is. NASDAQ is starting to rise back up. It's almost at 26,700 here. Here's MU. But we got like 45 minutes until jobless claims report comes out. But look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is fighting its way higher here, starting to move up this morning. It's blurry outside. Do me a favor, hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. A great rejection is coming. Yeah, let's see about 700s here. 700, big whole dollar number right here where we're at now. So let's watch 700s, see if we get some short-term reactions to it here. There's 700s right there. Even if we go back over it, sometimes we originally pulled back some. MU SanDisk DRAM already liked. Disney at 96. Yeah, I cut my Disney trade at like 115s, 120s, bro. I don't know how many times I've done this over the last few years, but generally I buy Disney stock when it's at like 80 or 90s. And it's moved. If you look at Disney stock, look, I'll put this up real quick. If you look at Disney stock, this thing, I'm not telling you to buy anything. Obviously, I'm not an investment professional. But if you look long term, dude, this has been one of the easiest swing trading ranges for me to attack. Again, I buy it when it's at like the 80s or 90s down here. And it almost always goes up to the 120s. And then I sell. Maybe I should call it the hamburger trade. Because look at this bounce. It's happened over and over and over again for years. This has happened. So, yeah, I'm not in it anymore. I cut it. Like I said, I sell it when it gets up to like 115s, 120. But heading into the earnings season this year, we'll see what we get with Disney. MU still trying to get over 1,000. This could be a resistance level as well. It is a big whole dollar number on MU also. But remember, guys, one of the strong stocks overnight was NVIDIA. It's at 205s today. So the NASDAQ is green. NVIDIA doing strong. MU very strong. SanDisk is strong. SanDisk is all the way back up to 1,800. So SanDisk, man, the range is just kind of wild. 1810 right now. 1811s just hit for SanDisk. So that's a big range here, guys. That's not a small range. Didn't Burry get out of Micron already? Did he? I don't think so. Look at this pullback, though. So we got a little dip in the NASDAQ just now. What's oil doing? Oil's jumping. Hold on. Very small move, but there's a correlation here with a dip in the NASDAQ that immediately retraced. It's probably some small news that impacts things in a very light way, but
I mean, it's something from ACB accounts. I don't really see much though.
Yeah, Carol, thank you for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate it, Carol. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm looking at. I mean, oil moved down in the NASDAQ, or NASDAQ moved down, oil moved up. ECB thing came out 15 minutes ago. That's all I see. I don't see anything else. We'll see if we'll keep watching them. But the NASDAQ did pull back here and then retrace back up. Here's oil. Nothing crazy though, to be honest. Oil's at 73.90s here. Gotta watch the NASDAQ pretty close. NASDAQ still looks pretty strong. All right, so we're at 700s right now. Yeah, Meta again had that news. Look at the NASDAQ still popping here. But Meta did have news this morning. They reacted negatively to it. They're under 600s. And this news came out, what, like 20 minutes ago regarding Meta, where they signed a long-term agreement for memory, networking, gear, and flash storage, according to Reuters. We didn't get many more details on Meta's deal, though, but Meta did not like it. It reacted negatively to this. So, yeah, we'll see. But Meta did react negatively to this deal. Let me see if I can find more info. Yeah, so Meta apparently planning to double its compute capacity to 14 gigawatts in 2027. They have signed a long-term memory supply agreement for memory, networking, hardware, and flash storage. Plans to begin manufacturing Iris AI chips in September of this year for Meta. So they are leaning more into the AI chip trade for Meta here. Okay, so the IRGC Navy says foreigners have no stake in the Strait of Hormuz. That released maybe 1 minute ago. That could be moving things. Oil kind of looks like a dip, but I think it's a riskier thing to do. SanDisk. See how big money tries to scare you? If this is a fake pump, it will be the generational fake pump. I said yes on the poll because it's not about the strait being open. It's about the oil infrastructure damage that will take years to repair. I have family that works in the oil industry. The poll regarding Michael Burry's short positions. NASDAQ is climbing up almost to the highs of the day, though. We're at 29,718 here. So NASDAQ is almost at highs of the day. 29,718s. Oil is risky to buy the dip in with all the stuff going on. I mean, I think you could certainly argue higher oil prices. And I don't necessarily disagree with that in like a medium term 6-month projection. But it's time will tell. Yeah, we did have Pepsi earnings. Remember, they came out weak. Yeah, it's rotation for sure. If we look at software here, like look at Microsoft, very red on the day. And this is when the NASDAQ is green, right? So the software, very red. You can look at like ServiceNow, very red. You can look at Adobe, very red. You can look at CrowdStrike, red. And again, this is in a market where the NASDAQ is up, NVIDIA is up, Google's red, AMD's green. So most of these rebounds are in memory right now. SanDisk at 1800s, MU at 990s. Remember that Michael knew about the house bubble, but only after 3 years. Yeah, if you're too early, you're still wrong. Yeah. Dude, am I back in the shadows somehow?
A little bit. It's not bad.
Yeah. Maybe if I take a trade, I'll go back in the shadows. But yeah, NASDAQ is still pumping up here. MU did dip under 900s. I don't know if I...
If he calls another bubble burst, does he get another movie? Like Big Short 2?
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah. The Big Short, The Revenge. You know.
Yeah, the bigger short. I don't know.
Yeah.
My creative juices aren't really flowing, but you get the point.
Yeah. What's the sequel name to The Big Short, guys? Let me know. All right, so we are pulling back. We're at 29,700s here. Are you testifying against the mob? No, man, no. Witness protection, bro.
Dude, you ought to get one of those voice changers though, just for like.
Yeah.
It'd be a good bit, you know.
Yeah, it would. Too bigger to fail. Kevin Bacon.
Honestly, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon needs a comeback, you know.
Yeah. I grew up on Tremors, the movie, so.
I haven't really seen him in anything since. What was the one where he went invisible? Was it literally the Invisible Man or something like that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was a good thriller.
Yeah, I liked it. All right, so we're at 700s here on the NASDAQ. I'm tempted to buy it, but I also feel kind of greedy buying the 700 level just because we're up a decent amount over the last, like, hour. And I think we might, you know, I'm looking at a 700 bounce. And look, of course, we're going to bounce at least a little bit at 700s here. But I don't know if there's enough meat on the move for me to be happy. I don't know if we're going to continue pushing up. Depends on what memory does, but look at 700. We drew the level. We looked for the pullback here. And we got a little bit of one, so... Yeah, Hollow Man.
That's
Software
right.
as
Yeah,
a service.
Yeah, I could not remember it for the life of me, but it was really good.
Yeah, I see somebody saying software as a service is my favorite thing to short. Early is not wrong, it's just early. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even necessarily disagree with that. I think AI is replacing a lot of those markets. Remember, I told you guys I didn't like Adobe either, really. Because Adobe is, you know, again, I've said this before on stream, but like Adobe is getting their business replaced. Like I used to have to build thumbnails with Photoshop, you know, or I'd have to pay somebody like $15 a pop for a thumbnail and contact them every day to get a new thumbnail every day. Now AI will build me one in 15 seconds, basically for free. And so you don't need to do that anymore. And that means less people use Photoshop, less people pay for it. And that's just a small aspect of their business. But I think when you look at Adobe, a lot of it is software based. So they're still vulnerable to all that stuff here. And maybe they're going to rebound back. They have pulled back a lot. If you look at Adobe, you know, obviously it's down on the day with the rest of software here. But if you look at Adobe and you look at like a long-term trend here, since the AI trade basically started back, you know, 2022, 2023, Adobe has fallen from basically $700 a share all the way down to 220s here. So Adobe, maybe it's cheap down here. I don't know. Do you like Adobe down here? I'm not buying it personally. Maybe it bounces though, but I'm not buying it necessarily here.
Now, if they pivot or diversify into like a, you know, another field, maybe, but not right now.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's thumbnails do look the same for sure. But hey, it's a lot easier on me, you know.
Yeah, so you're saying it's a good time to get into the thumbnail building industry?
No, it's not. It's a terrible time.
Oh,
you know?
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Yeah, because you don't need to pay for it anymore. Nobody does. All you got to do is tell AI to build it. I think my some thumbnails are still a little different though. Like I think we still stand apart. I'll
tell you what. The first time you tell AI to do something and it says no, look out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it tells you no. It stands its ground. You know, it boycotts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, somebody just gained sentience, didn't they?
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, for sure. All right, look, guys. So I'm like I said, I'm kind of tempted to short this more than long, but I want it along at 700. But I didn't think there was enough meat on the move necessarily here on the NASDAQ. I'm still watching like MU and memory are kind of like some of the big rebounding things today. MU is still teetering right around $1,000 a share here. Right around 1,000. Rackspace Technologies cuts fiscal year 26 guidance as well. This may kind of spark some fears in infrastructure stuff, but yeah, so Iran's guards, Navy says U.S. adventurism and interference in determining traffic routes in the Strait will only result in Iran's quote-unquote crushing response, end quote. So that happened like 7 minutes ago. But
yeah, I thought I heard you read that. I thought that was a funny funny word, adventurism. Not funny, but like didn't seem correct for the circumstances.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all translated anyway, you know. Oil at 74s. So oil's still sitting. Oil's basically flat right now, though, over the last like hour. So oil's not really doing anything. The big volatility, again, memory up a lot, software down. AI basically up, software down. Be adventurous in the chat, guys. Hit the like button. Do it now. Yeah, AVGO. They had some deals over the last few days here. 400s again. Still down from their bad earnings report, you know, not that long ago, but yeah, here's where their earnings came out at 495. They dipped a big percentage here. Hey, what's up, Ski Bum? Cash me out short. How about that? Reaper says. Iran short squeeze today. I mean, I don't know. Right now we're seeing strength in memory and weakness in software. So memory and AI going up, software going down. Kind of rotation out of software as a service stuff and software in general versus AI thesis. Gold is up today because yields fell a little bit yesterday. But gold is kind of back and forth. It's technically green on the day, though. Hey, what's up, Charlie? All right, here's the NASDAQ. Maybe my short idea was right, but I kind of went back and forth between short or long. We'll see what oil does, though. Yeah, I mean, I just mean bad reactions. I'm assuming you're talking about AVGO, Bogdan, because AVGO actually had great earnings, but they deeply negatively reacted to it. Same thing with Tesla deliveries. You know, last time they reported, like, was it last week? Tesla deliveries came in way over expected numbers, and they dumped a huge percentage.
It's nonsensical to me.
Yeah, but it happens. It's just rotation. You know, it's profit taking and rotation is what it is.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's just
yeah. Today there's news.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah, I mean, it's how it goes in markets, though. It's one thing you recognize really quickly when you watch markets is that just because something reports well does not mean it will react well. If it did, like I always tell people the easiest way, it's like you can look at it with earnings. You can look at it with anything, really. You can look at it with data. You can look at it with anything. Just because something reports well does not mean it reacts well. And that's the biggest misconception for new traders and investors is that they see good data and they buy, and they see good earnings and they buy, and they see good, you know, data prints and they buy, right? Or they see bad data prints and they short. But markets get baked in preceding and afterwards as well. And so it really is much more nuanced than just good report buy, bad report sell. I wish it was that easy. If it was that easy, everybody would be rich. Everybody would just sit around waiting for good reports and just click buy and just wait and be rich, right? Unfortunately, the market does not make it simple. There's something called an efficient market, which means it's most balanced. And sometimes really efficient markets is what we get. Or sometimes we just get big sell-off events, emotion. There's a lot of nuance in markets, obviously.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it.
Yeah. GTA 6 before a deal. They reported really well, but investors said they wanted even better. Some should make a movie about Burry called The Failed Shorts. It's too early. It's too early. The shorts might work. I think he's green on most of those shorts still. And so it's still way too early to call it failed shorts. He's green in most of them. Look at the NASDAQ pop here, though. So the NASDAQ did just jump up. We had Mexican inflation data show up a couple minutes ago. I don't think that's necessarily moving markets, but it showed up lower than last time for Mexican inflation, which makes sense with lower oil regarding things. I like shorting everything. I'm a bullish bear. That's okay, Lila. Or Laya. The big fail. Yeah, it's too early, guys. It's too early. Burry is kind of the market's punching bag at this point in time. To be fair, in 2007, Burry was the market's punching bag as well. And we all saw how that turned out. But yeah.
If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't care what everybody thought of me.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, dude. Again, like I said, he'll slap me with his wallet, dude. Take everything I say about Burry with a grain of salt because it doesn't matter. Man's got more money than me.
Yeah, if you're right enough, you only need to be right once.
Yeah, that's right. And speaking of shorts and stuff like that, Bitcoin is green on the day, I believe, right now. Where's strategy at this morning? I guess strategy and Sailor are now the market's punching bag here. Here's strategy. Strategy under 100s at 94. Stretch sitting at 87, roughly. Again, Bitcoin still down pretty big. We're at 62,650s here for Bitcoin. And we got 25 minutes. We got about 1,000 people here. 25 minutes. The Nasdaq's still flushing down some. Yeah, Burry's still an OG for sure. Hey, what's up, Boomdoc? Oil skyrocketing soon? I'm not sure. No respect for Burry. He's a loser. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's a loser. I mean, I don't think you can be a loser if you've got hundreds of millions of dollars. I guess you could. Name a loser that's got hundreds of millions of dollars outside of Michael Saylor. All right. We're not talking about him. I think he's the easy pivot. I'm not even saying Saylor's a loser. Saylor's super wealthy as well. But name some losers that got hundreds of millions of dollars. I guess it's subjective who you think a loser is or not. But I don't consider 300 million net worth or more losing. Chat.
It's kind of no, I think it's kind of impossible. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard the old saying, but like rich people aren't crazy, they're just eccentric.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Logan Paul. Like, that's not a bad. I mean, yeah, Jake Paul.
And for some reason, Michael Burry does strike me as the type of dude that's going to pull like a Howard Hughes eventually. But you know, who knows?
Yeah, maybe, dude. Trump can't be a multimillionaire. Yeah, for sure. Warren Buffett, nah, dude. He's a Warren Buffett's a gangster, you know. All right, Nasdaq coming back down here. I'm tempted to buy this dip, but this is a big red candle. It's not super big, but it's a red candle. Let me check news. I don't think it's news related, but I'm tempted to buy this right here. We'll take 5 contracts. See what happens right here. All right, so Greer says, sounds like a president found a path forward for Spain. We'll start small and then add to this if it goes in my favor. Is the plan right now. Much less movement here. Let me turn my this off. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Okay.
I had to turn that off here. All right, look at this trade. I knew this would happen. I knew it would happen. You love to see it. You love to see it here. Not a incredibly green trade here. What do we need to get funded on this thing? We need like $1,500. That's pretty small. I'll buy again. See if we start to push up towards those levels here. I'm essentially trying to bet that MU is going to head back up still and keep pushing here. So we're at 999s on MU right now.
You know, watching these people just hating on Michael Burry, it's ridiculous.
Dude, he's the punching bag, bro. Him and Saylor are the market punching bags right now. So
it's just funny. Like I'm watching like this one comment. One lucky trade and done nothing since. A one-hit wonder, loser. You know?
They hate him, bro. Honestly, he's shorting a lot of what they're holding. Is probably what it is, right? Like you got to think about why they hate him. He's probably shorting some of the stuff that everybody's long in. And so generally they go after shorts like that.
I know, it's just watching him get torn apart for like nothing is funny.
Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, guys, 23 minutes before jobless claims data comes out. We did lock in some profit in this. There we go. Look at this. Okay. I'll take a little bit more off up there and then add back some size if it goes in my favor here. Yeah, everybody hates him and Saylor for sure right now.
Yeah, and this is the same guy in the chat. Like, this dude's funny.
Which
one?
one?
Tier to 50. Not happening, is it? So Burry is a loser.
Yeah. He must have taken the short with him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, so we're still green. We're riding up. We're at 715s here. All right, I might buy this dip. Look at this rip. I got some news. It looks like I got lucky and got some news here or something. Or it could just be memory plays. What's memory doing? SanDisk back up. MU back up. Yeah, MU over 1,000. Nvidia heading up to highs of pre-market here. We're going to add more to this, I guess, here. I mean, it's a very small trade, and we can hold it flat if it pulls back enough. But I would love to see this continue up more. But yeah, MU back up to 1005. 1005 right now for MU. SpaceX is still over 150s as well, so SpaceX has bounced back some too. Yeah, gold, if we take a look at gold here, guys. Gold is ripping up. It's at 41.27s right now as well. So I'm trying to make sure we don't have any news. I don't see anything. Do you see anything, Britt? Oh, aside from Greer just posting. Gold is popping too, man. Yeah, here's gold right now. Look at gold jump. What's oil doing? Oil's moving down too here. Not a lot though, so I don't know if necessarily think it has to be correlated. But
let's see. I'm looking. I don't see anything else yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out the rest here and just lock in the green right now, I think, and just wait. But markets are starting to pop back up. We got 20 minutes before jobless claims unemployments go live. 20 minutes. Again, are y'all bullish or bearish on jobless claims? What do you guys think? Should I do another poll here?
Bullish.
Probably. Let's do another poll. Ask people, is Burry right? 54% say yes. 46% say no. Do jobless claims come in higher or lower than expected? All right, so we'll give you three options: higher, lower, or flat on the poll. But oil is still fading a little bit here, so MU still strong, 1006. Here's oil, 73.80s. Nasdaq's still fighting its way back up, though. Look at the NQ pop. So it's going up. It's moving. Slightly higher. Bull, bull, bull. Any news why Meta's dropping hard? Meta announced they had a memory deal. Flash, memory, and more deal. Look at the Nasdaq still popping up. And this is with memory chips right now. MU up to 1006. SanDisk up to 1800s. Nvidia at pre-market highs at 206. So this is chip moves for markets. Chips are rebounding strong here. 1008. Nvidia at 206. SanDisk at 1800s. AMD up to 530s. So these are chips. Chips are bouncing. I don't really see much news though. Greer,
No, me either.
Greer is speaking right now. I don't think that's really moving things. He said China trade strategy is working. They're buying U.S. soybeans. Thinks the president found a path forward regarding Spain, but that's it. Not really market moving or influential here. But yeah, Nasdaq's been popping with memory here. Really. It didn't give us many details SmackDown, but the Nasdaq didn't really like it here. I kind of looked at some of this news earlier regarding Meta. So Meta's going to start manufacturing Iris AI chips in 2026. They plan on doubling their compute capacity to 14 gigawatts in 2027 next year. They have signed a long-term memory supply agreements, networking hardware, and flash storage. So they're getting into the chip game is really what this news is. And so Meta reacted negatively to it though. Yeah. Look at oil still falling though. And this is weird because we did have strikes overnight, but oil is red. I think the strikes were already baked in by the time overnight happened here. Like objectively. That should be bullish for Meta. Yeah, I mean, unless you're unless you're worried about AI. You know, Meta also came out with news last week that said that they were selling excess AI capacity to get into cloud, essentially, right? And that kind of freaked the AI market out. We bounced back some now today, but yeah, they've been kind of different news stories. MU still pushing though. Look at MU Micron at 1007s right now. Honestly, and you know what I'm excited about, guys? You know what I'm genuinely, truly excited about? Single stock futures are coming in 2.5 weeks. July 27th, single stock futures are here, which means in the futures market, guys, you're going to be able to trade Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, and all the big boys, and maybe some other smaller companies. But yeah, single stock futures are coming July 27th. Prop firms should pick them up. And so that should be interesting. I'm excited, genuinely excited for that.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, you're going to be able to trade, basically in futures, you're going to be able to trade stocks. Not stocks directly, but futures contracts around stocks. So the price will be subtly different, but you're still going to get to trade them. Give August a chance. Hyperscalers being abandoned for semis again. Yeah, I mean, we can look at hyperscalers. Google, down. Oracle, down. Oracle's actually green on the day, by the way, but, you know. Microsoft, down. Rotation.
New ways to lose money, yay.
Yeah, it is definitely new ways. Or make money, you know.
Yeah.
And remember, Apex...
Depends on your perspective.
Yeah, Apex still has their 250K legacy eval for 1776 if you use code BGT. It's only for the first month, remember, though, guys, so be careful with it. But, again, I'm about to pass this one today. I can feel it in my heart, guys. I'm going to pass this one. But there's the link right there. Check it out. I'll pin this to the top of the chat. All right, here we go. We have less than 15 minutes. I don't know what jobless claims are going to do. I did a poll. 47% think we're going to have higher claims. They're expected at 218,000, but 46% now think we're going to have higher jobless claims unemployment filings. More people filing for unemployment week to week. And the reason jobless claims is relevant is because this has to do with week-to-week filings. So we're going to get a look at where jobs are week to week. It's a more real-time look at jobs. And the last NFP report was bad. So it drops in 14 minutes. NASDAQ still trying to climb up here. MU doing strong things. Hit almost 1010. NVIDIA at 206.
Still say we're going to come in lower on jobless claims.
Lower?
Maybe not much, but
Yeah.
just yeah.
Higher or lower, guys? What do you
Again,
guys think?
I've been wrong almost every time, so take what I said, say with a grain of salt. But
Yeah. Look, I mean, 50% of the time, Britt's wrong every time, guys. 50%.
some people say that.
Yeah. So, be careful.
And I know you can pass it. I know you can pass that eval, John. Pass it like a kidney stone.
I believe I can do it. I believe I can do it. If there's anybody with self-belief, it's I. Okay? I believe I can
It
do
is he.
Yeah, it is I right here.
I, John.
They say I'm going to fail. I say nay. That's not going to happen, All right, guys. Yeah, but 48% think we're going to come in higher or lower than expected for jobless claims. So, or higher than expected. AVGO, yeah, chips are moving a little bit. So AVGO is moving with them, but AVGO up to 403s right now. Look at that. MU, again, 1005s. NASDAQ, 2970s. Gold, 4120s. The dollar index, down on the day. So we're seeing dovish reactions to the Fed minutes report. I thought it was a hawkish report, but we're seeing dovish responses in the dollar index being down, yields being down a little bit, gold going up, markets reacting somewhat favorably here. But yeah. I don't know what's going to move the market higher or lower, Deckers, really, because I think it's more, this is really nuanced. You could argue inflation fears are here, so stronger jobs is bad, which would be lower claims. Lower claims means stronger jobs. This is how many people are filing for unemployment week to week, right? So less means less people file for unemployment. It's stronger for jobs. Higher means more people filed for unemployment. It's weaker for jobs, right? So this is unemployment filings week to week. That's what jobless claims are. But again, even if we know what each one means, we don't really know what the market wants. The market fears inflation right now with the Iran conflict and elevated oil prices over the last 48 hours. So, the market might not like strong jobs necessarily, and maybe we don't get a reaction at all. I mean, that's possible also here. So yeah, maybe we don't get a big reaction. We'll see, but yeah, do me a favor, hit that like button. How many likes do we have here? We have 180, I'm not saying y'all are ungrateful. I'm not saying we can do better. I'm not saying any of that stuff, but we can do better. Y'all are ungrateful. Hit the like button, guys. Do it now. Oh. You know you're getting old when it hurts to cross your knees. We have a task force.
Yeah, that's probably not a good sign.
Yeah. Depending.
Although to be fair, mine have recently started hurting going downstairs, so.
Yeah. Slightly higher claims, but not a dramatic pump. Yeah. I have my Roth on pause. I'm chilling, waiting for Buffett. I'm waiting for the crash. DARM boys, we out here. Hey, good luck. Lurkers unite. Yeah, lurkers, where are you guys at? I know we got a lot of people that watch the stream, don't comment, don't chat. I'm not saying y'all are ungrateful. I appreciate you guys, actually. But show yourselves if you can. Announce yourselves. Show us that you're here. I know you're watching right now. We got 1,200 people here. Yeah, thank you, Molly. I did hit the like, and mine's worth at least 5 likes. That's true. That's definitely true. Software pullback. Yeah, software slumping today for sure. You're not a lurker, Bogdan. Ugh. All right, so we're at 712s right now. Hey, what's up? There you go. What's up, KT? What's up, Day Hustle? Hi from New Zealand. What's up, Chimney? 720s right here on the NASDAQ. Let's see if we hold. We have less than 10 minutes before jobless claims come out.
Yeah, hit the like button. For just one like a day, you can support a poor trader.
Right. In the arms of the angels, guys. Hit the like button. Do it now. They have crashed the market every week on Thursday for over a month. I don't know if we crashed the market. The market might pull back on Thursdays recently. Hey, what's up, 26? You're a beacon of truth. That's definitely true. You're the opposite of Brit. Bloom Energy rejects Hunter Brook Media short report.
How dare you?
Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, so Hunter Brook short report posted this thing about Bloomberg yesterday. They rejected it apparently, but Bloom Energy is one of the AI's biggest winners. BE is up about 2,000% in 2 years. Its valuation is around $100 billion. All right, guys, let's see what the NASDAQ does. We have 9 minutes. I don't just lurk, I work and I vote. You're the pinnacle of viewers, sir. The pinnacle of viewers. From the Philippines, what's up, Golden Pocket? Crash is a very strong word. Yeah, we're not crashing. Crashing is 20%. Yeah, I think the minimum for a crash is 20%. I hit the like button like a jukebox. Hey, thank you, Falcos. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. End phase is going up. The sun is gradually. Bloom trades PE of 1.5 thousand. Is it really that high? What's Bloom Energy? Hold on, wait. Is it really that high? Hell, I might short that thing too, dude. It has negative EPS. It doesn't even have a PE ratio. Its forward PE still at 120s though. Even still, its forward PE still not good. Negative trailing PE ratio estimated between -4 and 8,000. Company posted negative EPS of 3-cent loss per share in the trailing 12 months. So yeah, I mean, maybe not a bad. I mean, I'm not telling you to short it. I'm not gonna short it probably. I don't really short stuff like that, but if you do, I mean, look, I'm not mad at you. Some people might be. I'm not.
I'm very angry, I've gotta say.
Yeah. Check the site, CJ, on the Apex thing. They'll tell you all that stuff. End phase going up. John, keep it quiet. I can't trade. I'm sorry, dude. Don't be mad at me. We need a 50% or more correction. All right, NASDAQ starting to head up. We're at 730s right now, heading into jobless claims in about 6 minutes. NASDAQ did jump up a little bit here. Should have held that long more, but 730s right now. We just tapped highs of the day ahead of this. And again, this is mostly on memory, guys. Mostly on memory. AMD, or no, MU up to 1006. NVIDIA up to 206s. SpaceX up to 150s. Again, SanDisk up to 1820s. We see a little bit of a rebound here. 5 minutes left. Shorts get too crazy. They think every pullback means the stock's going to zero. Yeah, I mean, people get excited. Shorting MU, what are your thoughts? I mean, it depends on how long you're planning on holding it. You're basically taking the Michael Burry trade right now. And again, y'all can let me know if you agree with it. But do you agree with Michael Burry, guys? What do you guys think? We already asked this question once. We got 5 minutes until jobless claims. Do you agree with Michael Burry here? NASDAQ up to 740s right now. 740s. Still moving up. Almost 750s here. So the NASDAQ is jumping up ahead of this report. We'll see what the report shows, but again, it's expected at 218. No, yes.
He's about to get cooked tonight.
Oh my OMG, every 30 minutes, do you agree with Michael Burry?
He's a schmuck.
Long term, yes. Short on software. I don't hate him though, he's wrong. I think that's the big talking point over the last week though, Asif. I'm sorry, bro. I won't ask it again all day today. Look, I'll never ask that question again. And you guys know me, I run an honest stream here, you know.
What question?
Do you guys agree with Michael Burry? You guys?
Oh, see, I knew you'd ask it again.
I know. I was going to ask it again anyway. He's early.
I know.
Claude says 221,000.
Thanks for the subscribe, Joshua.
No, it's all good, Asif. I like you, bro. I don't know how to say your name still, but I like it. I like you, bro. I like you. In short term, Burry was right. Yeah, Burry's green on almost everything. Honest John, some call you. They definitely call me that. You know, probably. Try to ask Claude. I'm gonna go with, my guess is 216. I'm gonna say 216. I'm gonna agree with Brit, believe it or not. 216 is my guess here.
Oh my goodness, the sky must be falling.
We have
agreeing with me.
Yeah, we have agreed with Brit. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, I appreciate it, and plus, you can use me as a scapegoat if you're wrong.
Oh, if we're wrong, I'm just saying you led me astray, Brit. Is what it is.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the Hank Williams song.
Is the music too low? Can y'all hear the music? I can turn it up a little bit. All right, here we go, guys. 3 minutes. I don't know how much this report's going to move the market, being completely honest here. I really don't know how much it's going to move markets, but it might. Mine is 216. What's your predictions? I'm going to go 216 for jobless claims.
I think it's going to come in at 1.
At 1?
Yep. One dude is unemployed.
Market would fly. Yeah. Look, we're up to 750s right now in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's still fighting its way back up here. We're starting to see some like Google rebounded some. Apple's bouncing up a little bit. Meta's still down there though. But yeah, we got 2 minutes left, chat. 2 minutes. We're at 750 basically right now in the NQ. Where's gold? I'll put the NASDAQ and gold up here to see how they respond to all this. Gold probably wants lower jobless claims though, but we'll see. NASDAQ again at 7.5s. 2 minutes. Again, last time was 250 or 215 or so for these numbers here. 221, 225, 228. Y'all are just saying wild things, bro. I'm not in the business of predicting. I don't hate it.
Just saying wild things. Yeah, somebody definitely is. Like, I'm going to guess 500,000 jobless claims. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're at 740s. All right. Here we go. 1 minute left. It might not move markets, guys. Again, I'm going to be honest. They call me Honest John. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to lead you guys astray. But it might not do anything to markets. We'll see. It depends on what the number shows. If it's flat, it probably won't do anything. If it's super high, it might do something. If it's super low, it might do something. But if it's flat, it might not do anything. We'll see. All right, here we go. 40 seconds. Higher for sure. Again, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed if you haven't already. It'll be bullish. 223. I can respect the reasonable guess. Some people are saying 380s. Just stuff that's never going to happen. 25 seconds. John is
If they're right, John. If they're right, John, you got to eat your hat.
I'm the most honest, John. You know, I don't know who the other honest John is, but he's out there. 15 minutes or 15 seconds.
I love that you're basically just stealing Abraham Lincoln's origin story.
That's right. All right, guys, here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the jobless claims report. Okay, guys, so jobless claims numbers today just showed up at 215 versus 218. 215. Lower than expected. Britt was correct. 215 versus 218, lower than expected. Gold is actually going up. The NASDAQ is actually dipping down some here. But we showed up at 215 versus 218 expected. So lower than expected jobs. I was right. Britt was right. Lower than expected jobs. And again, that kind of goes away from what we saw in the NFP report. But lower than expected is 215. We also got the previous one revised up to 217. So the previous one was weaker than expected now in terms of jobs. This one was stronger than expected in terms of jobs. Less people filing for unemployment. They revised it to where more people filed for unemployment in the previous report, though up to 217. Continuing claims was also lower than expected, and they revised the last one up, the last one down as well for continuing claims here. So,
I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
I mean, you got it right, bro. You did get it right. NASDAQ did react a little negative to this. Gold is actually going up on this report. But you can see the jobless claims report right here. Again, we came in stronger for jobs. Less people filing for unemployment, essentially, is what this means.
It's going to sound like bull, but I actually did think about calling 215. I was just like, nah, there's no way it's going to come in exactly that.
What did I say?
Wrong.
I said 216, I think is what I said.
You did.
Yeah. So I was almost right. I almost got it right. So
almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and jobless claims, John.
Yeah, jobless claims, it definitely counts, bro. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely counts. All right, NASDAQ fighting his way back up. Look at gold too here. Let's see what yields are doing. I don't know if yields are going to move too much on this report. But let's see what 2-year treasury yields are doing. Yeah, they're down again today still. So, you know, I thought the Fed minutes was hawkish, but yeah, yields jumped up a little bit on this report, as they would be, but yields are still down on the day though. I mean, look, and they're down from yesterday as well. They're at 4.2 yesterday. They're still down. Interesting. NASDAQ and gold ripping up on this report though. Look at the NASDAQ. Markets like it. Lower claims, better reactions here. So lower claims, better reactions for jobless claims. Interesting. Yeah, Pepsi had, I'm not saying bad earnings, but slight miss in EPS margins for Pepsi. NASDAQ jumping up to 773 here, though. Let me look at oil. Oil's not really moving. Again, I think this has to do with memory. MU up to 1011s right now. If you look at MU up to 1011s. And again, claims showed up lower than expected. They cooled. Micron is going to invest $3 billion to strengthen semiconductor U.S. supply chain to provide U.S. $500 million strategic financing to Global Wafers for Texas facility here. So we did get some Micron news. That's probably impacting markets as well here. But we did have Micron news that just came out. I'll put both of these stories up in chat so you guys can actually read them here. But this is Micron news going on right now. So here is that news. There's jobless claims right there. We'll put it up on screen so you can actually see it here. But I'll put the MU news up here as well. So Micron, again, is apparently going to invest $3 billion to strengthen U.S. semiconductor supply chain, and is going to provide $500 million strategic financing to Global Wafers for Texas facility here. MU and other memory plays are rebounding here. So we are getting MU and other memory plays starting to bounce back here. MU up to 1010s. SpaceX up to 151s. It is in the NASDAQ now too. SanDisk up to 1830 basically right now. So Blurry about to get stopped out. Yeah, he might. I think he'll give it a lot of room though. So I do think he'll give it some room. Why are you up? Or why are we up? Memory, jobless claims, cooling, memory, running, MU and SanDisk running, Nvidia rebounding back up today, SpaceX rebounding back up today. Software's down though. Also, Taiwan Semiconductor says it will move its June sales data release to Monday from Friday due to the typhoon. So it's going to be releasing on Monday for June, their sales data release. Again, look at MU though. MU's going. NASDAQ is going too. Yields are still lower as well here.
Thank you for your sacrifice, Michael Burry.
Yeah, the NASDAQ is still popping back up though. Look. Do I short this? Is this too strong? All right. Look, I'm already green on the day. We can take our risk. I'm going to short this. Maybe get into a double top. See if we fade back down some here. Don't copy me. It's a very risky thing to do. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. We're going to start small and add to it if it goes in my favor here. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Yeah, Meta's down on some news earlier. It said it's getting into chips and memory and stuff like that. Signed a memory supply deal is what I mean. Flash supply deal. Building custom AI chips starting this year. So that's essentially what's going on. Yeah, MU just tapped 1012s. No, John, you were doing it wrong. Yeah, I know, guys. Look, this is an eval, so I trade it like a degenerate. Y'all have already known that. I don't trust it enough to do that. I would never do this in my real account, I don't think.
Also, no backseat trading.
Yeah. no side seat trading, guys. No side seat driving.
I just whenever I see somebody like saying something like that, I just imagine them yelling it for some reason. It just makes it fun. Like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Look, guys, it's a short-term day trade with very small size here. We're already up hundreds on the day. We can take the risk. It's more risk reward on the downside, personally, is what I think. But maybe I'm wrong here, you know. I could certainly be wrong.
Wait, Max, you hear salt and pepper in the background of John's background? Sorry.
What happened with gold? Gold is kind of risk on. Risk on assets are back today. Gold is up. NASDAQ is up. SpaceX green. SanDisk green. Nvidia green. MU green.
They're struggling to find their long-term niche. Facebook is dying and won't be it.
Yeah, I mean it definitely. I mean, look, they have Meta glasses. They have what's their Oculus. They have a couple different things they're doing and that they need AI for. So I understand the pivot to AI. We took a little bit off at the low down here, guys, but I also think 30,000 is staring at us here. So I want to see if we can break 30K.
Oh, okay, Max. Also, not to be a stickler, but Pump Up the Jam was Technotronic.
Yeah. It'll go crap at 9:30. Yeah, I mean, 9:30 is approaching us. I'm probably up 300 on the day in this one. So we're green. You know, we can take the risk here. It's better risk reward on the downside right now to try to pass it. So that's what we're doing. If it rips up, it rips up. It's going to be pretty small, all things considered. And if it rips up, it rips up. I mean, it's still pretty small. We even reduced our size break even on a piece of it, so. SpaceX honestly back up to 151.50 here though.
Oh.
Yeah, so SpaceX is back up a little bit today. John Burry? Am I John Blurry today, guys? How many times can Burry be wrong? I mean, he's green in most of his short positions right now. I don't like any of the setup in pre-market, so I don't have to do anything. We don't have to risk our money. No, I feel you, Mike. You're absolutely right, brother.
To be fair, Max, the only reason I know that is because of Philomena Kunk thing on Netflix.
Yeah, you see the Meta data center in Wyoming dumping. Hiding. I'm not trying to be blurry today. I think I'm less blurry today, guys. I don't think I'm as blurry today as I was yesterday. Maybe not blurry, just shadowy, dark.
A great song though.
Mysterious.
You know.
Yeah. I was going for mystery. Is what I was going for. Yeah, I was going for mystery.
I think you're pretty mysterious, John. You know.
I believe I am, you know. All right. We're getting pushed up here, but how stubborn can we be? Not that stubborn. I'm going to take some off here. And see, we got a really steep angle though, so I do want to see if we turn around here, but your short is cooked. I know, dude. It's not doing great. It's not doing great. But it's small. Like, I think we got to make, what, like $1,500 to pass this thing? Like, maybe? Less than that, actually. Or no, we got to make about almost exactly $1,500. So, that means that in this thing, we've made $13,500 so far. So, we've done pretty good on this thing. You know, a couple $100 loss is not going to end it here. Of course, everybody's going to act like I'm the worst trader ever because that's just human nature. But,
yeah.
But I believe in myself. I believe in myself, you know.
People like to see other people fail, you know, in general.
Oh,
Not
for
everybody, but some people are like that.
Oh, no, 100%. Yeah.
So you're losing your shorts and your shirt. Oh, Max, way to go.
Buyers keep coming in. Yeah, I like Max. That Max is cool.
Oh, I do too. I was just, I like cheesy wordplay.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, now we're green on this here. Are we? Yeah, we're kind of green.
Also, here's a question, John. Why are shorts plural and shirt is singular?
All right, look, we're taking some off of the short, guys. Look at this. Yes. Oh, yeah, look at this. We're going to take some more off here. We've covered, we'll hold 4 contracts left and then maybe add to it if it keeps breaking down real quick. You called the gold move up, but you did not take it. Well, something's reversing things quickly, real quick. Let me check news. I'm still gonna act like I was right anyway, even if it's news driven. So Qatar halts plans to speed up LNG production following attacks. Micron reports up to a $3 billion investment for U.S. semiconductors. So we got that news already. Yeah, Qatar reportedly suspended plans to ramp up LNG production.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a surprise in the wake of recent developments.
Right. I'm going to probably hold this break even on the rest and just take it a little slower here. And again, guys, if you want to help support the channel, check out Apex. They still got those $17 accounts right now.
Great deal, guys. You should take it.
Yeah. Like $17.76. It's still on their site. I don't know if they updated the ruling on when this is going to end, but $17.76 if you use code BGT at checkout. We're going to take a little bit more off of this short right here. And now we can hold it really break even at the top up there. I knew I could do it, guys. I know I could do it.
Sorry. Ow, that hurt.
I'm going to have to turn Brit down a little bit.
Don't you dare turn me down.
Turn down for what, though, Brit? Sorry. Dad joke for sure right there. All right, we're still breaking down. I'm going to take a little bit more off here, guys.
Honestly, you just beat me to it, so.
Listen, where are the haters now? Guys, I've done it. I've done it. They told me not to do it. They said, John, don't short. They said, what are you thinking, John? You know, they said, that's a bad short, John. They said, you should buy it, John. Y'all will never hear the end of this now. Look at this breakdown. Look what I have done right now. Look what I've done.
Okay, Max. So that's the etymology on that. Mm-hmm.
I've done it. I've done it, guys. You know what? I'm just going to take this off here and celebrate.
You're the greatest, John.
I knew I could do it. You know, I knew I could do it. Yeah, Michael Burry incarnate. That's me, bro. That's me. You know, he knows. Uh,
Also, just for clarification, the only way he could he could be Michael Burry reincarnated is if Michael Burry was no longer with us.
I know, but he is with us, Britt. But I'm him. But I'm still him anyway. I'm John Burry now, not John Blurry. Okay, I got it. I got it.
You're another like segment of his personality in a different body.
Yeah, that's right. Why did you short? Because this move was pretty freaking steep. And it's better risk reward. We're going to have more room on the downside a lot of the time here. If you could pick the top correctly. It's a risky thing, though. Like, it really is. I honestly, I'm joking around about me being right. But I honestly don't recommend it. It's better to trade with the trend. Honestly, as much as I hate to say this, I'm going to pivot the other way now. The people telling me not to do it were probably correct. Probably correct. Now, again, like I said, this is an eval account, so I can take this type of risk on it. But don't do this with your own account. And so again, as much as I hate to say it, the people telling me not to buy or not to short were right. You know, you can have you can make money in what's not necessarily a great trade. I still think the risk reward was best on the short side because we were looking pretty steep, but I will admit that today. Okay, so I did see some news. I can't really cover it. It's too escalating, but European gas prices are high. What's oil prices? What are oil prices doing? Oil up to 73s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I made money for sure. I'll take it. Did I put it in sub only mode today?
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, I am in sub only mode. Okay, good. Your blurry certificate just got canceled, for being honest. That was a lucky trade, all-time high, I gotta say. Hey, thank you, Max. It was definitely luck, for sure. Definitely wasn't skilled. NASDAQ still breaking down, though. I did kind of get it at the top, though. I will say that in that short position. Honestly, this looks like news-driven markets here. Yappy dog. I don't think it's a tweet. I think like really what we're seeing here. Sorry, I might have to go move this dog out the way. All right, guys. NASDAQ at 29,720s. Dog versus bird. Yeah. Nvidia's pulling back. MU's pulling back. Gold is dipping down. SpaceX is pulling back. So this is just tech pulling back simultaneously. Oil's not really jumping too much here, but it's up a little bit over the last 5 minutes. So this is oil bouncing back. There was some escalating news that some leaders got overseas. So that is probably what this is, I'm assuming here. I'm assuming that's what this is. Alright, guys. I don't know if I want to buy this dip now. I kind of do, honestly. Alright.
See.
We'll buy this dip. See if we move back up to highs.
Oh, there was a T on the end of that.
What? Yeah, so we're jumping in light here. We'll add to it if we if it goes in our favor. All right, there we go. We're green. See if we pop up some more. Not a bad entry here on this one, though. Okay, that's good. Take a little off there. Blow Vic, short any pops, more pain to come. Yeah, I mean, the revised job numbers were there, but they weren't big revisions, though. So, like, they did revise some of the jobs numbers by small margins. I think last time they showed up at, what was it, like 215? We're going to take a little bit more off and just kind of slowly scale out of this. Yeah, jobless claims came in at 215. They revised the last ones up to 217, I believe, from 215 or something like that, or maybe 214 is what they revised them up from. So
it was 215.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a huge revision either way, but we did come in lower than expected, so kind of a neutral report. I think we have had some escalating Middle Eastern news, and then we did have Micron news about Micron investing, raises planned U.S. investments to over $250 billion through 2035. So we did get that news a couple minutes ago. But again, we're still kind of sitting tight waiting for the 9 a.m. scrum, which is going to happen sometime soon here. Here's oil. There's the NASDAQ still popping back up some. There we go. Yeah, this long was a much better trade than the top short that I got in earlier here. So I'm going to take a little bit more off at the top. And then maybe we'll add some size on this last little piece if we can. This is much more a textbook trade versus the maybe greedy short. Yeah, CPI next week is big, Robert, for sure, bro. Bro got the high and the low. That's what I do here, dude. You know, that's why we make the big bucks here. You know, I've gotten a raise, 200 pesos a week. I'll take it.
Man, you're rolling in it.
I know, dude. Listen, I believe it.
You'll be like Scrooge McDuck soon. You know.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to quit nicotine once I get home. That's not gonna be fun, but it's time. I had a good 10-year run of quitting. I mean, before I fell back. Cutter says they'll. Oh, we already kind of saw this. Okay.
Anyway, John, you can quit again. I believe in you.
Yeah. Well, the trend line's a little bit harder. It's definitely an upward trend. But look at this. So we maybe add more to this. This is a very small trade left. I don't like... I'm so used to toss. Make this line go away. I don't even delete this line. Yeah. There we go. Might be the worst trend line you've ever seen right here. There it is. We're gonna fix it. Yeah. I mean, we might reject the top of this trend line here, so if you look at it, I might actually sell this here. Because we're kind of running into this side of it now. And then it might look a little bit more head and shouldery. So. I don't smoke either of those things. I went to a concert 4 weeks ago and got brought back into vaping nicotine. I was a long smoker for 15 years. But I quit when I was 30. And so recently got back into it at a concert because when I drink, I sometimes get dragged back into it. Y'all are my therapist today. Y'all are my therapist.
That's kind of understandable. A lot of people smoke when they drink.
Yeah. It's hard. It's a nasty habit, bro. It's a nasty habit. You smell it, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah, it really is. Well, you especially smell it when you're not the one doing it. And so you realize, man, I smelled like that whole time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at news here. Let's see what we get. I really want to quit coffee as well, honestly. I don't think drinking it in the morning. I feel like I crash at like midday, and I usually don't drink another cup. All right, guys, we're about to head towards 9 o'clock in the morning here. But we're still sitting tight waiting. We do have existing home sales going live later too, though. So existing home sales do go live at 10 a.m., I believe, here. Yeah, for June. They're expected at 4.19 million. Last time they showed up at 4.17. We also have a 30-year bond auction later on today. So just be aware of all that stuff. Green Day. All right, we're at 7.5s right now, 750s. How's MU doing here? Here's MU. 1010s again. 1820s for SanDisk. 350s for Google. AMD at 538s. Microsoft still down. Meta still down. Chips are up though. AMD, MU, SanDisk, AVGO, Broadcom up. Pepsi is down after earnings. Apple's red as well. What do you guys want to buy today? What's your favorite asset this morning? Let me know. But what are you guys interested in buying this morning? Amazon at 230s, almost 240s. I mean, I'm bullish long-term on Bitcoin. Short-term, who freaking knows what it's going to do? Again, if the 4-year cycle plays out, October is when we could start to see rebounds. Gold, Bitcoin, Nvidia, Palantir, Robinhood, Oracle, AVGO, QCOM, IREN, they say. AT&T. I don't really like AT&T personally. Bitcoin 66,000 this weekend. Intel. Bought Marvell and Intel earlier. Wolf. Soxel. ZETA, SoFi, SpaceX. Interesting buys right now. I mean, I don't necessarily hate all of those, but Rocket Labs. Hey, Bray, you know Genji on Overwatch?
Yeah.
I'm sitting exactly like he is right now. You know?
Oh, are you?
Yeah. It's good for jiu-jitsu. I think it'll hold up. What's up, Sanjay? Thank you for the subscribe. Sanjay, appreciate it. Yeah, we did break down after I got in that short, so. Bloom Energy? Yeah, I mean, y'all saw the short report for Bloom Energy. The PE ratio is kind of crazy. It does have negative earnings.
Thanks for the subscribe, Sanjay.
Yeah, appreciate it. Crafts.
When you say you're sitting like him, do you mean you're squatting or something?
No, I've got, let me see. No, I've got like my legs pointing down. My knees like pointing down in crisscross.
Oh, that's not Genji. That's
Whoever that is.
yeah.
Whatever his name is. I'm him today. Yeah, I'm looking at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin back up to 62.5 thousand here though. I'm gonna wait and see what 9 o'clock does to the market. Remember, at 9 a.m. we get orders starting to come through. So again, at 9 a.m. we get orders starting to come through. That's in a minute and 30 seconds. So we'll see what we get here. But a minute and 30 seconds. See what the 9 a.m. scrum does here. Hey, thank you for the sub, John. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the love, man. Hey, thank you, Moro. I appreciate you as well, dude. Appreciate the love, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, so it looks like the sale for the Apex accounts ends tonight. That's what it looks like.
Oh, sorry, I just remembered it's Zenyatta. It's the character name.
Okay, yeah. Hey, what's up, Femi? GLP-3, huge value around impulse control. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. XRP. Bloom looks like an morning and inverse head and shoulders. Inverse head and shoulders would be a bullish pattern, huh? I don't know. I think that short report is probably a little scary, but I also thought it kind of stated the obvious in it. But I mean, look, it's PE ratios are PE ratios. We'll see what happens with it. There's here's 9 o'clock right now. Let's see how markets move here. Here's gold. Here's the Nasdaq. SanDisk. Yeah, I mean, SanDisk and memory plays have been moving, but here's the 9 a.m. scrum right now. Let's see what we get, but there's the 9 o'clock movement here. Opening bell in 30 minutes. Not really seeing too much movement here on the Nasdaq. We'll see what the market on open data gives us. And in terms of news, it's still kind of quiet. Williams is speaking right now. He said still early days on questioning stablecoins. Stablecoins are more about payments as opposed to stores of value. Less worried about risks created by stablecoins and don't see rising financial stability risks from them. But here's the Nasdaq starting to head up. Again, we do have a lot of strength right now in MU, SanDisk, Nvidia here. But a lot of markets are also kind of trending sideways over the last 30 minutes or so. But there's gold bounce. There's Nasdaq bouncing up some here. Gold is. See what oil's doing. Oil's at 74s. Nvidia bouncing at the VWAP at 205. So let me put the VWAP up here. And the 200 exponential. But yeah, so Nvidia just bounced right off of that 200 volume weighted average price level here. Right off of 205s. So we'll see what we get, but that's basically where markets are right now. We're at 29.75s here. Look at the Nasdaq jump. The Nasdaq's jumping up a little bit. Nvidia jumping up too. Pepsi earnings call is live as well, but again, I don't think markets have necessarily reacted well to that. Trying to see what other trades I want to get in if I take some today. Opening bells in a couple minutes.
You guys bullish or bearish on the open?
Yeah, I guess that's a good option for the poll, right? What did I do for the last poll? Higher, lower claims. Bull or bear for the opening bell, guys? That 750 level seems to be a resistance level on the Nasdaq here. Let me hit my coffee again. Maybe I'm slowing down. But bull or bear for the opening bell, guys? What do you guys think? There's the poll. We're over 750s on the Nasdaq. Just jumped. Nvidia at 205s. Mostly bulls for the open. I see market pumping again. What's up, JEP? No, I don't trade stocks yet. Bear. Yeah, again, guys, I'm going to say this again. I'm incredibly excited about single stock futures. We did get news regarding Apple just now that Apple is said to be looking at shrinking powerful AI models to run on iPhones, potentially cutting cloud computing costs and enhancing user privacy, according to the information. Apple has bounced up a little bit on this news, but again, Apple is said to be looking at shrinking powerful AI models to run on phones, potentially cutting cloud computing costs and enhance user privacy. This is the news that just dropped right here. Nasdaq dipped down some here, though. I like how the news release that posted it for me didn't put a G on shrinking. Shrinking. Yeah.
Man, it's shrinking.
Yeah. I heard it in a country accent. All right. What excites me about single stock futures is that in the futures market, we're now going to have access to stocks. So right now in futures, you know, you guys know me, I mostly trade the NASDAQ. But starting on July 27th, I'll be able to trade in futures the Mag 7 and more, like Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, and more, right? And that'll give me some more exposure to like being able to trade some of these big releases in stocks, right? So I think it's a great thing, honestly, a great thing. I'm just going to be able to trade single stocks and futures now. I mean, I can already trade single stocks, but I'm going to be able to do it in my futures account, which is really nice if I want to. What stock are you guys going to trade when you get single stock futures trading ability?
Definitely some of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's MU. MU still around 1030s. SpaceX. Chips mostly. Micron. Yeah, definitely Micron. I used to love trading AMD when I day traded stocks more. Tesla. Tesla's volatile. You gotta just be careful trading that one. Mira, Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia for sure too. Mira, I don't know, man. I don't even know if they'll give you access to trading Mira. It's not one of the biggest stocks ever. It's crypto related, but yeah. I don't know if they're going to give you access to trading that in futures. All right, so look at the NASDAQ dip. Here's oil. We're at 73s right now for oil prices. Yeah, so this is the post about single stock futures. Look at the NASDAQ pull back. That short I was in literally got in at the freaking top, guys. But this is the report from single stock futures. 55 stocks. 77 contracts available. Trade micro and larger size single stock futures. All right, so we're going to have micros on Apple, AMD, Amazon, Broadcom, Boeing, Bank of America, Cisco, Google, Intel, JP Morgan, Meta, Microsoft, MU, Netflix, Nvidia, Pfizer, Palantir, SpaceX, Tesla, Walmart, ExxonMobil, and more. We're going to have regular mini contracts on Apple, AbbVie, Adobe, Applied Materials, AMD, Amgen, Amazon, Broadcom, Boeing, Bank of America, Brookings, Berkshire, Caterpillar, Comcast, ConocoPhillips, Costco, Salesforce, Cisco. I'm trying to remember all these stocks. I know the symbols. Chevron, Disney, Google, Home Depot, IBM, Intel, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, Coca-Cola, Eli Lilly, Lockheed Martin, MasterCard, McDonald's, Meta, Merck, Microsoft, MU, NEM, I don't know that one, Netflix, Nvidia, Oracle, PAN&W, Pepsi, Pfizer, Procter & Gamble, PLD, Palantir, QCOM, Starbucks, SpaceX, Tesla, Texas Instruments, United Health, Verizon, Visa, Walmart, and ExxonMobil here. So we'll be able to trade a lot of big names in single stock futures when they go live. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. We got, what, 2.5 weeks? Less than 3 weeks before we get them?
I can tell how excited you are, John. You're very jubilant.
Oh, I'm jubilant today. You know, that's my nickname, Britt. You know,
Jubilant John.
yeah. Yeah. Newmont Gold. Okay, got you, Ross. That's the one I didn't know. That's the only one I didn't know out of that whole list. You can see how long I've been looking at markets because I knew all of these except for NEM here. This is the only one I didn't know. Got all these names. All right, guys, 20 minutes. Yeah, I just wonder how quickly the prop firms will add them. I mean, in regular futures, you can hold them overnight. And some, if you're doing it on a firm, you know, probably not. But it depends on the firm, I guess. I think single stock futures is going to make things even more volatile. I'm always live for Tesla deliveries, Nathan. I don't think I've missed a Tesla delivery number. Real quick, though, look at oil dip. Real quick, guys, look at oil dip. Something might have just happened. I don't know. It's volume spiked on oil, too. Look at that. So maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something. Let's take a look here. I see Fed Williams says there's good understanding about the way to shift demand for reserves. Balance sheet debate should not be about the nominal sizing of holdings. I don't think that's doing this. Maybe I'm just overblowing a small move, but it is the largest volume we've seen in oil in an hour and a half here. Look at oil fall more here, so maybe I'm not. The Nasdaq's not really moving with oil, though. And this is on TOS, too, which usually zooms out a little bit more. So if you look at oil on this, let me see.
Have you been talking this whole time?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Oh, I had no sound from you for like 20 or 30 seconds.
Oh, I just got the news. Hold on. Iran fired 10 strikes on Jordan's Azraq base. I don't know why this is dropping oil. That's the only news I see here, but I don't know why that would drop the price of oil. Hey, Britt. Hold on, I'm gonna mute it real quick. Hold on. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm telling secrets with Britt over here.
Whisper, whisper.
Yeah. All right, let me turn Britt back up.
Yep. Turn me up, turn me loose.
All right, guys. So again, we are down a little bit on oil. We got about 18 minutes until the opening bell here. You can read the libs. I don't think you're gonna be able to. I talk too quickly. Sorry, guys. All right, guys. So again, oil down to 73.40s here. Nasdaq up to 29.740s. I haven't really taken any more trades yet. I do kind of want to buy the dip in oil, though. Am I crazy for wanting to buy this dip? Hey, thank you, Michael. Appreciate the subscribe, dude. Thank you, man.
I'm surprised at the dip based on what I just
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. It's weird that it did. SK Hynix reportedly set to U.S. offering price 3.1% above South Korea close, according to Bloomberg. You know what? I'm going to buy oil here. It's a risky trade. The Nasdaq is actually running up past that range here. So I'm going to buy oil.
Based on something I saw about a minute ago, it might be a good idea.
Yeah, no, I saw the news too about the ballistics, but weird.
No, Hasnim put out a statement.
Oh, okay. Dude, everybody tells me not to take trades. Come on now, guys. 90% of the time, the chat's wrong every time, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to inform you like quickly in the chat. I get that, but
Yeah.
you're right more often than they are.
I didn't say it. Brit did, guys. I didn't say it.
But again, it is very hard to give for them to give you advice when there's many of them talking at once, and it takes a minute for everything to show up.
Yeah, for sure. As I say this, though, I am red here, but it's small and we're early. So, ask Michael Burry that. Yeah, Brit's taking, y'all are catching strays from Brit here.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, just objectively, his trades work out more often than they don't.
All right, guys. I don't know. Oil's not really looking good.
You just had to mess this one up when I'm going to bat for you, John.
I know I'm lowering my size in oil right now because oil continues to drop. So I gotta get these type. I don't like these candles. I don't. They're okay, but
We'll just change the colors.
yeah. Hold on. All right. Yeah, oil continues to fade here. So unless we're gonna get more reports come out.
I mean, yeah.
15 minutes until the open. I mean, we're very green on the day, so it doesn't matter too much here, but
Everybody's everybody's a little biased, Kevin. But I will say, like, honestly, you can ask John. I'm always very blunt and straightforward with my opinions on things.
yeah.
I'm much more tactful in stream than I am with John when it's just me and him.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. All right, guys, 17 minutes left. 17 minutes. Yeah, oil continues to fade. I don't know why it would fade, though. Very weird catalyst, but it kind of goes to show markets are volatile right now. We do have the market on open data in less than 10 minutes, so we'll see what that looks like as well. But MOO data going live in a couple minutes here. But oil continues to fall. Look at that, 73s right now. Where's MU and all this stuff?
And no, I'm not really trading today, Flex.
Gold's popping up too. Look at gold here. So gold up to 41.30s. Why is oil fading so much? Is this insider stuff?
Gold. Through the news and stuff, I have no idea what's affecting it. Honestly, it shouldn't be behaving this way based on the news that we have been getting.
Yeah, but somebody knows something. I think there's probably a lot of insider trades going on here too.
I'm sure there are.
So there's risks for sure.
But I wonder what it is that they know.
Yeah. Who knows? They do, I guess.
I mean, just based on different, acts of aggression, and especially the halt on LNG production ramping up, you would think it would be going the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to cut the oil trade. But see, now we just popped up and went green. Oh. Yeah, look at oil fade. Strange movement here, though. We got 7 minutes before the market on open data. Look at the NASDAQ fall here, too. I'm looking at news. I don't see anything that would really move things like this. Yeah, but I don't know if jobless claims is going to move it like that, really. I don't think that's what's moving oil. We got a lot more oil moving things. Aside from jobless claims today, to be honest. NASDAQ's kind of chopping sideways. Y'all just be careful. Next week we do have CPI. Markets might be getting baked into some of those outcomes this week. So be wary of that. Yeah, Meta completed or broke ground on its first Canadian data center launches Muse image. Yeah, look at oil down to all 73s right now.
Yeah, I'll be back just a second.
Okay. Weird. 10 minutes until the opening bell, though, guys. Gold pulling back too here, which is interesting. You think gold would be going up on some of this stuff? All right, we're at 73s. All right, there's the NASDAQ starting to fade down here a little bit today. All right, look at the NASDAQ dip here. Market on open date is in 5 minutes as well. Yeah, Fed Williams is talking... we live in interesting times. Yes, sir. Bull trap. Yeah, honestly, I think it's trappy on both sides probably right now. Realistically, I think we're a little trappy on either side of this. Bull trap and bond market cracking. Nvidia at 205s. MU still at 1011s, basically at the highs heading into the opening bell, though. So memory's still back up there. There's oil's bounce. Yeah, I'm looking at the Fed watch tool here. 28% likely we're going to get a rate hike next meeting. Still unlikely, though, but... NASDAQ is super sideways here, though. Look. I mean, we still had a green day, but... we pushed up on the NASDAQ, and now we're just kind of consolidating sideways, and we have been for 30, 40 minutes now. So I just kind of have to wait here. Yields are still down on the day, though. 2-year yields are at 4.18%, and they've mostly fallen on the day. Interesting enough. Long term, 28%. That's 1 at 3. A little bit less, but yeah. A little bit less. Again, the NASDAQ at 29.75s.
Alright, I'm back.
What's up, dude?
Alan, SK Hynix is telling investors it intends to price its U.S. listing at $149 per American depository receipt.
Okay. Yeah, that's tomorrow, guys. So, yeah, tomorrow we got the SK Hynix U.S. IPO here. So, SK Hynix U.S. IPO is tomorrow. I think Apple's interesting long-term. Short-term, I don't know what it's going to do. I mean, it could act as a hedge against AI, but they're getting into AI as well.
Yeah, and the Fed's Williams says government technical changes could better reconcile PCE inflation and CPI differences.
Okay. Yeah, that's with CPI dropping next week here. All right, guys, market on open data drops in a minute. 1 minute for market on open data. I'm going to take most of this oil trade off here. We're going to get out of most of this here just because the market on open data could swing things. Yeah, AVGO and Apple News was a big deal long term. Yeah, for sure. I like Apple. I think Apple's good. I like Broadcom as well.
By the way, was Task Force used in the minutes report yesterday?
Dude, I don't think it was. I don't think it was either. The FOMC minutes report was very short. Usually it's much longer, right?
Yeah.
So like usually we get a much longer report, but with Wash, I guess apparently it's going to start to be much shorter than it normally was. All right, here's the market on open data, real quick, guys. Here's the market on open data.
All right.
Right now, there's the market on open data. I'm in oil short, or I'm in oil long. I mean, but we've scaled out of most of it. Can you hear the music?
Oh, I can't.
Oh yeah. Well, you're not gonna be able to, I don't think. But... Is he bullish or is it me? I'm in oil right now. I don't know. I bought oil, but I'm gonna get out of this and just look at the Nasdaq here. Nasdaq jumped up. Not a lot of market's a little flat today, to be honest. I mean, we're moving a little bit in chips, memory, Nvidia. MU just broke highs at 1017 today though. Gold is up there as well. Nvidia's trying to fight its way back up. Spacex sitting at 150s again. But the Nasdaq has been volatile. Some stuff moving up, some stuff Nasdaq has been a little choppy over the last few, just because some stuff's moving up, some stuff's moving down. And so kind of the net effect is sideways. There's music playing. Can you hear the music, guys? Can you hear the music? Might be a little low. No, yes. No music. Yes, yes. Yes, not really, a little bit. I'll turn it up some if you guys want me to. Better? Is that better? Let me know. Market on open data is orders for the opening bell. Can't hear the music? Yes.
Bunch of mixed reviews.
I know, dude.
Yeah, it sounds great. No, nope, can't hear it at all.
Can't hear it at all. It's the best music ever. It's the worst, and I hate it, they say. That's all right. Here, we got 3 minutes until the opening bell here, guys. It's a little bit more boring of a morning over the last few minutes, but we do have memory and MU rebounding here today. We're at 240s right now on the NASDAQ. Yeah, the big news tomorrow is going to be the SK Hynix IPO. Again, they're apparently going to IPO 3.1% for their offering price above the Korean close, according to Bloomberg. Apparently. I don't know what happened to y'all's song. It got lost in my playlist somewhere.
I request some Aerosmith from Toys in the Attic, specifically.
Look, I'll find it for you. Hold on. Alright guys, here you go. Just for you here, ahead of the opening bell. Just for you. Hey, shout out to whatever happened. Somebody subscribed or something here. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I missed your name. I didn't get to see it. But thank you, whoever you are, mystery person. Alright guys. A minute and a half left. We're watching memory. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. I do see Nvidia fading down, so Nvidia is almost going red on the day here. Look. Look at Nvidia going almost red on the day. It's at 204s right now.
What's going on with that?
It might be the song, honestly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Could be the song. All right, guys, less than a minute before the open. Let's see what we get here. Less than a minute, 45 seconds. Nvidia fading a little bit into the open. NASDAQ pulling back some now too. I don't see any news here either.
Honestly, when you're commenting going into the open, it sounds like you're calling a horse race.
Yeah, no, I sound like I'm selling cars. I'm a auctioneer sometimes, you know. And we got Nvidia at 500, you know. Yeah, they said the chat has told me that before, actually.
Nvidia's pulling back. Oh, here comes such round the turn.
Yeah. All right, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here's the opening bell. Ding, ding, ding. There's the open. Nvidia just went red on the day at the opening bell. NASDAQ is wiggling a little bit here. MU just pushed up to 1022s right now, though. NASDAQ's fading into the opening bell here, guys. Wow. I'm out of that oil trade, right? Yeah, I am. Okay, good.
Doing a little more than fading.
It's fading.
But it's meeting some support. No. I mean, like, it's just...
Yeah, it's
very
moving
fast.
Yeah, that's a big green.
Long candle.
That's a big red candle for sure. I should have stayed in that oil long. It looks like. Thank you, baby.
Trying to see if we can. Just trying to see if it's going to break under the support.
Plug these in. Yeah, look. Okay, look. Yeah, Nvidia just broke.
Just broke under
that 200 exponential at 29,700s.
Yep.
Yeah, so we are falling at the opening bell today, guys.
Probably something the chat did.
It could be first move is the wrong move type of dynamic here. That could definitely be possible. FOMC's already, I mean, we had the Fed minutes yesterday. Yeah, there's the NASDAQ jump. So NASDAQ just retraced 50% of that candle. Nvidia went red though, but memory's still moving up, so it's not like as bad as it could be here.
Ooh.
And now we're retracing back down here, looking weak here. Nvidia just cracked again. I'm breaking my rules today, shorting the NASDAQ right now, right at the opening bell. Terrible. I mean, we got one micro contract here, so I think if we're going to break a rule, you know, one micro makes it okay, I think, right?
Conservative rule breaking.
Right, like it's a... You know, we got a couple micro contracts here. We can play with this some. Give the stream something to talk about, but... Yeah, I'm watching gold for sure. SpaceX at 151, it's almost... Gold. There we go. And there we're back. See, this is why I don't trade the open. I remembered immediately why I don't do this. Still looking bearish though, but Nvidia is what broke down at the open. But if memory starts to bounce back, that's the risk here. I'm going to take half of this off. Just keep it really, really freaking light. It all depends on if memory starts trending with Nvidia, then that's bad. And that might drag things down more, but we'll see. Alright guys, we are 3 minutes into the day. 3 minutes into the day. Gold is starting to move up a little bit though. So far we are green on this trade, but I don't necessarily trust it either way here. It's too close. 3 minutes into the day now. Yeah, I'm going to get out of there. We're probably flat on that trade. So watch this level here, 720. Yeah, gold up to 41.30 here. Look at gold. Nvidia's still falling, but a little bit of a rebound. Let's see if we do like a red to green move here. It depends on what Nvidia does, though. Nvidia did break down a lot, so. All right, so this is a fresh 250K eval. I'll play with this one since it's $17 right now. You know what? I'm going to short right here and add to it and full port this thing for your entertainment at the opening bell here.
Are you not entertained?
Remember, this is an eval. Don't copy me on this one. This is an eval. 265 contracts here. We're taking some off. Maybe not fast enough, though. All right, we'll see how this one goes. Just getting ripped up. Just lost it. That's okay. We needed some entertainment for the open. I was getting kind of bored. We did buy a lot of these things here. What's rebounding? Oh, wait. Here, I'm going to fade this again, actually. Nvidia still kind of looks weak down here. Maybe I'm getting stubborn. I think I'm taking a little bit too big of size. I'll take 100 contracts. It's a little bit more reasonable here. Still not reasonable, guys, just by the way, but... And remember, this is an eval. We're just playing with this morning. We bought a bunch of these $17 ones on Apex, so we can kind of just see what we get. I think Nvidia is going to keep fading here, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Way too big a size here, though. That's the mistake I make with these. Memory's starting to pop back up, though. I'm going to reduce my size a little bit. I think I need to. There we go. Memory's starting to bounce back. That's kind of what's driving some of this. Yeah, we're about to lose this thing pretty close. I don't know, we just rejected here. That's better. No, okay, we're better. No, let's see if we hold down here. Alright, I'm going to take some more off here. Still probably didn't take enough off, but... Nvidia's testing lows of the day here. And it's the most heavily weighted stock, but memory's still so strong. We have a triple top up there now. Or almost a triple top. We're about to probably lose this one too, but let's see. Give me a liquidity grab up here. That's what we need. Nope. Yep, there it goes. Well, my mistake, shorting a strong NASDAQ. But again, it's an eval. We got a bunch of those. We were just playing with it.
CME Group to launch Treasury Link, enhancing U.S. Treasury spread trading between cash and futures markets.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder how Burry's feeling in the wake of all this stuff. Still ripping up here, guys. Wow. They're $17 eval, so in hindsight, we lost about, what, $60? It's not the worst it could be, for sure. That's not the main one either, though. We do have existing home sales going live at 10 a.m. today. Full port another one? Nah, man, not right now. Maybe. I'm not going to full port one. The sizing's too big on full porting it. That's the problem that I'm running into. A lot of this is going to depend on what Nvidia does here too. Nvidia's at lows, but MU is at highs. So like we're kind of somewhere in the middle here, to be honest, in terms of strength. Like look at MU. MU's up to 1020s, starting to rebound. I don't know how happy Burry is in the wake of all this stuff either. But so far, strong. NASDAQ open here.
I'll say.
Let's see what MU starts to do right now. Nvidia is flushing some, though. Yeah, Nvidia is flushing. Yeah, Nvidia's down to 202s. Memory's still kind of propping it up, though. All right, we did jump in one of these, but it's not full size, but we are slowly scaling out of size here. We'll hold this last little 50 contract, see if it falls. Take 25 off. There we go. There we go. We're going to add a little bit of size to this now, but it's a risky endeavor. But so far, so good on that. $20 minutes before existing home sales. I'm going to start to cover the size break even on the rest here. We made about 6. I'm going to cut it right here, though. I don't want to see a bounce of that short-term moving average. MU pulling back now, though, and so is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still looking weak. So if memory starts to trend with NVIDIA, that might cause some big pullbacks. You need kind of the right scenario, though, but... we do have CPI next week. I'm trying to let things settle. We're 11 minutes into the day, though.
Man, feels like 12.
Yeah. And a little bit of a rejection here, but... but try to... see what we do around these highs. Is that birds at the window here? Look at them NASDAQ pop back over highs here. MU starting to rebound back up too. NVIDIA's still flushing down though, dude.
Where is NVIDIA?
NVIDIA's at 201s. It was at 203s. So... because NVIDIA is still kind of weak since the opening bell. There's MU start to turn. Now I hear little baby birds.
That's just me.
Oh yeah, I believe that's you out the window. What's up, lurkers?
Tweet.
Yeah.
Hey, spot silver rises nearly 3% to 59.97.
Brent Silver, man, you're like boomers with the Dow and silver.
I like silver.
Yeah. No, I don't hate it. You know,
Has a more reasonable entry point and doesn't seem to be quite as volatile most of the time.
Silver's popping. It's looking all right.
Yeah.
Downstream for memory, AMAT. Nasdaq still back up to highs, but we'll see if memory moves in unison with it. Is it bull or bear? I mean, silver popped up just now. Look at silver. I mean, we're bull at the open for sure. We're green at the opening bell for sure. Even with this little micro pullback. But NVIDIA's still testing these low levels over and over again here. You just got to be careful, though. We're still at highs of the day or so. Nasdaq ripping over highs again. NVIDIA's still at that low level here, though, but memory is starting to consolidate, really. Even Bitcoin and gold going up. Yeah, I see gold starting to move higher. But the Nasdaq just broke highs again. Still pushing up at almost 29,880s here. Look at that pop. You guys bullish or bearish on the market right now? Nasdaq keeps popping over highs. Reasonably or realistically, we could keep seeing strength here. Depends on if NVIDIA turns around, though. NVIDIA did have a red open. MU and SanDisk are getting closer to highs here, though. Existing home sales, I don't think those are going to move markets, but you never know. I'm trying to find the right size to trade these. I think like 75 to 100 contracts, micros, 10 minis, 100 micros is probably the sweet spot for these. What do you guys think is a sweet spot for trading these 250 evals? I'm not used to them. I'm going to go with like 75 to 100 contracts. Not telling you to use that much size here. It depends on how you like to trade these. But with the sale ending tonight, I'm going to pass at least a couple here, I think. Still consolidating at highs, though. One micro? It'll take you 84 years to pass this thing on one micro. Big bear, green. Inflows are off. 198 NVIDIA. Islamabad and Doha are consulting on the return of Iran in the U.S. to negotiations, according to ISNA reports, citing Pakistan sources here, apparently. I'm waiting to get some favorable price action to trade some of the other accounts too. 10 minis. NVIDIA's starting to bounce back a little bit here, though. Memory, you still got to watch. Here's MU. That 1014's starting to fade a little bit here. We got a little dip here. Maybe not so little now. Memory popping back up some. But Nasdaq pulled back from that high of the day level here, which is 29,890s. Yeah, that's the technical name. Big ass dip, Max. That's definitely the technical name. I don't even know if it's big. I would say it's a medium-sized dip. It's not the least dippy dip out there, but it's something. Again, I'm tracking NVIDIA today a lot, though. And chips, of course. Here's NVIDIA. NVIDIA did have this red open. Is this a bear trap or a bull trap here is the question. I don't know. It could be.
I don't know either, but I do have to say Dippy Dip sounds like a Gen Z brand of guacamole.
Yeah, it is that, Brett. It is that, of course. You know.
Yeah.
Coming soon, guys.
All new Dippy Dip.
Yeah. Alright, we're still... It does... Look, we are dropping some more now. NVIDIA's starting to pop back, though. What's markets really excited about today? Yeah, I mean, look, we don't have much today for sure. I mean, memory's bouncing back some. So that's good. I don't know if that's super exciting, though. Alright, guys, 9 minutes until existing home sales data goes live. Bitcoin bouncing. Yeah, we can see Bitcoin and gold here. Bitcoin back up to almost 63s. How's software doing? Software rebounding a little bit today, for sure. Or since the opening bell, that is. Look at that green candle here, guys. Yikes. Ripping back up to highs here. We're right back up to highs of the day. Software is part of this, though. Same thing with MU and NVIDIA. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Hey, thank you, Crystal. Appreciate the sub. Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot. You know?
Yeah, we did pop back up to highs. Look at service now. Alright, so we did rip over highs here. Let's see what we get now. But a little difficult to make money in this. I guess the question is bull or bear today, guys. I don't know, man. It looks bullish right now for sure, but it depends on what NVIDIA and chips do at this point. MU just got up to highs here. That's one of the reasons we're running back. Look at MU. 1020s. 1025 hit. A lot of this is going to depend on what NVIDIA does and MU and memory do here. They're at the highs again. Let's see if they start continuing to rebound. Look at MU up to 1027s almost right now. MU up to 1027s. Still popping back up. So this is memory rebounding there on the NASDAQ here. So things might be slowing down a little bit on the upside. How much time we have until existing home sales? 5 minutes? Okay. All right, so we are going to switch to this account. We do have, we need to make like 1,500 bucks in this one.
You can do it. I believe in you. And existing home sales are forecast at 4.19 million, as opposed to previous 4.17.
Yeah, 4.19 million. Last time was 4.7. Memory back up. MU up to 1030s right now. The bull trend worked. On the other evals we have not had good success today, though. Four minutes left. I'm going to take a small trade. My strategy with this last one is going to be small size and add to it if it goes in my favor here. We need about 1,500 bucks. We'll let it try to deep reversal on the upside here. I don't know why I've been so interested in shorting tops today, though. Yeah, Nvidia's starting to fade back down. That's what I want to capitalize on, but the market's been really, you know, moving on the upside. We'll see how existing home sales influence the market here, but we have 3 minutes left. We have software. What's up, Sorrel? What's up, my friend? How you doing, bro? What's up, Lion? Spy Big Volume.
Does anybody think home sales is going to move the market?
I don't know. It depends on what they show. We are close to 30,000 here. I don't really like shorting this type of strength, but I do think the reward to risk is better on the downside right now, just based off of how much we've moved up and how steep it is. If Nvidia starts to trend down and memory starts to fall, we could get some pullbacks here, but psychological level of 30,000 is in play. Yeah, sometimes we get like a magnetism with big whole dollar numbers, which could be 30K. That's why it's just 5 micros. This is half a mini contract. It's not large sized at all here. All right, guys, 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes now. This might not move markets, honestly. But it depends on what it shows. We've seen it move markets in the past, but not by big margins even when it does. All right, guys, here we go. About a minute left. Daddy, he just said your name. Hey, what's up, Sorrel? My guy. Hey, shout out to the kid in the back seat. Yes, I'm talking to you. You know?
That was cool.
Yeah. All right, 45 seconds left, guys. We got about 1,000 people here. Everybody say hey to the kid, you know.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be top 3 by first grade. That's right. You know. All right. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. All right, here we go. 10 seconds here. Let's see what the data shows. Again, it's expected at 4.19 million. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the release. Existing home sales, 4.09 million. Weaker than expected existing home sales, 4.09 million. Negative 2.4% versus a gain of 3.7% last time. It was kind of a miss here for existing home sales for June. Negative 2.4%, 4.09 million. But it doesn't mean markets are going to go down necessarily here. I wouldn't hold too much weight on that, but we'll see. But we are dropping. That's good. Like I said, I'll add to it if it starts to go more red. But we're kind of in the even volume area here. Getting some kickback, Britt.
Not doing anything different.
Oh, you're doing something
Still
different. No, it's gone. Yeah, definitely a miss here for existing home sales. Lower than expected. Yeah, I'll put the data up on screen. Meta unveils paid AI developer models for the first time. Updated Muse Spark 1.1 outperforms. Yeah, yields might drop a little bit here. Bro, I full ported some of these evals and it did not go well today. I'm not gonna do that again right now. The size is too big full port. Like it's way too big a size. Even like the smallest of swings will stop you out. Like if you're gonna trade these 250k evals, you gotta use like I said, max 75, 100, I think. I have been short at the highs here, so. Yeah, bro. Blaze, rip some evals today for sure, bro. I mean, like I said, I think the way I trade these is like I trade really careful funded and then really, you know, impatient on the evals. Don't be like me. And mine, Pew, for sure. Definitely mine. Hey, and make sure to join our Discord, guys. Completely free. We post a morning market brief every morning on our Discord. So I appreciate the love, guys. I appreciate the love. Join our Discord. We drop everything going on in markets every morning before I start the stream up. So join the Discord right here. I'll put it up in chat. Support the channel here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, John works very hard for you guys, so you can help us out.
That's right. If we keep breaking down, honestly, probably going to add to this if we keep breaking down here. All right, so again, we're getting close to highs. I am green in the trade still, but I do want to give this a second. All right, guys. So we're just choppy right now. We'll see how this goes, though. There's not much going on. I want to give it time to maybe add to it, though. Very flat.
Yeah, it is. Man, those are some tight candles.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, we're not moving anywhere right now. In this trade, we are green now, but... I want to see if we break down, but very slow. There we go. There's a little bit of red in the NASDAQ here. Okay. If we break down under these lows, maybe I'll add to it and then hold it flat. There we go. All right, I'm going to add a little bit here and maybe add on the retracement back up some size. Give it a chance. See if this red continuation happens here. That's better. Okay, we're going to take some off now. About half the size. See if this breakdown continues. We're almost there. There we go. We have 10 contracts left here. We're really pretty close. Maybe one more leg up and we'll add some and give it a chance to hit the target. There's the leg up. Come on. Okay, 15 contracts now. They should be able to do it. 15 should be plenty to get what we were looking for here, but... this choppy market, we'll see. There we go. Okay. We're about $500 away, so this should be sufficient here, but as long as we don't get like a huge rip up or something, we should be all right. U.S. Department announced, Lockheed Martin just got a deal. Quick push down here, but I want to give it some time. There we go. Almost there. There we go. I'm going to reduce most of my size here. Give it a little bit more time. 5 contracts left. We need like $200 now, so very small. I'm going to cut it here and wait. And then maybe short a bounce. There we go. Almost there. I want to see if the Bears keep holding this thing down, though, but it's choppy day, so we'll see. There we go. Only about $100, less than that now. We only have 3 contracts, so we could probably get this done with 3. There we go. $20 away. 2 contracts now. Just need a little bit more, dude. Just a very small amount. $15. $10. All right, we did it. All right, we got it. We got one. We got one.
I knew you could do it the whole time, John.
I know, dude. I knew I would have it, bro. I knew I would have it. All right. We have done it. Took me long enough, but we've done it. I figured out the size is what it is. Yeah. This is the 250K Apex eval. It lasts, I believe, until midnight tonight, but I'm not 100% sure. You get it for $17.76 right now. You pass it, you get 250K in funding. on Apex. I'll put the link up one more time, and then I'm going to cut out of here and just ride off into the sunset like a cowboy.
Yep. This is where the cowboy rides away, huh, John?
Yeah, that's right.
The George Strait song.
Oh, after a bunch of accounts. HY. Definitely a lot of accounts. But that's okay, because we got one. We got one. Yeah, y'all be careful. Love to everybody here. Be careful in markets. Again, you can check out Lucid end of day drawdown options and everything. You can use code BGT in all of them. BGT will get you the discount on Apex. Lucid Take Profit is great for withdrawal. Some of the best withdrawal rules on Take Profit. And if you're overseas and you want, you know, a good select plan, the select plan on Tradeify is great. BGT will get you all the max discounts and all of those. Lucid Flex is great once you're actually funded as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Loved everybody here. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good.
Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, not an investment professional. Understand all this stuff on screen. Not an investment professional. Nothing here is financial advice. Do not copy me in anything I do, anything I say. Don't listen to it. Be like, you know what? I'm not copying John. I'm listening to John. But also, don't copy me in my trades. I don't know if I said that yet.
I think you said don't copy you, but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure I said that. But yeah, love to everybody here. Y'all be good. Have a great day.
Later, guys.